Good morning to you all. Welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. Y'all, I had the pleasure of watching the Michael Jackson new movie. I'm not gonna do any spoilers. Make sure y'all go support that film. I'm gonna go see it again because the person that I was with, too many distractions. They want to do other stuff, but I want to go to the movies and watch the movie anyway. But go see it. For what I saw and gathered, the movie. Let me just tell y'all. When I go to the movies, please don't be talking in the movie, trying to ask me questions, do all this touchy stuff. Just sit down and watch the movie. So I'm gonna go by myself. That's what was my first thought. Like, let me go by myself to the movies because I want to go see it again. I'm gonna get a haircut. I'm gonna go again to see it. But what I saw and gathered without the interruptions, it was a really good film. It was a really good film, So I'm gonna go see it again. And make sure y'all go and support. Not gonna do any spoilers. But if you know anything about Michael Jackson, you really can't be a spoiler, right? If you follow the Michael Jackson story. But his nephew did a good job. Queen said, okay, I'm here. Yeah, it's an early morning. I told you we're doing that. Veronica, hope good morning. Good morning, KVR. I hope I said your name right. Good morning, Sarnay. Oh, good morning. And so it's was really good. Um, it didn't. Well, I will say this: it didn't really. It didn't talk about Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson was she respectfully declined to be a part of the film, or her name or her likeness be a part of it. They said I got tickets for it tonight. But make sure y'all go watch it as a family. Go support it as a family. Go see this film. It's a good movie. Go see it with your loved one. So while all that was going on, I got something down my timeline, and I was minding my own business because I'm like, what is going on with Kenya Moore? Kenya Moore was put out her salon. And let me tell you, the most embarrassing thing is to get evicted and all your items is out there on the front line. Shout out to Michelle Atelier Brown. She was driving, went to the salon, so messy. Baby, you seen the hair dryers, you seen the shampoo, you seen the sheets, you seen her dresses. All that was just left outside the front door. That's embarrassing. I don't know if y'all ever been evicted before, but that's embarrassing. Thank God I've never been evicted before, but that's quite embarrassing to go out there and see all yourself. But this, let me tell you something. If you're gonna open up a business, you gotta pay your rent. And let me tell you, and for me, I think her business strategy was just outdated. She could have got a suite and could have got like a suite and said, hey, get a hair salon or get a double suite when you get two hair salons, two stylists in there. Do it small. But she was big and she went big and then she lost the show. Once she lost that show, that's an income. Once you get fired from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and you depend on that 1.3 or $2.5 million check, and that income not coming in, that's gonna harm you. And then you open up this business with all this rent, with all the light bill, with all the taxes. It's best, in my humble opinion, just not to have a business that big. Start small, in my humble opinion. But they said, but they did the mess on purpose, knowing that Kia is in Korea. Well, she probably knew she was going to get evicted. That's probably why she in Korea. They said if I were Ed, I would have just gotten a U-Haul and pack herself up until she comes back. Well, don't she have a staff of people? And Michelle Etienne Brown, she was outside. She was showing the people. I would play her content, but Michelle like to flag. Okay? Even though she's a friend of the show, I gotta get her written permission in the contract. Get her to sign the dotted line because she's like to go and flag. So I'm not gonna play her content. I'm not gonna play her content because sis like to give you an old nasty piece of flag. Okay, ain't nobody got time to be fighting that with Michelle Taylor Brown. But she was in her car And when I tell you, she was driving her car, got there, and it was early in the morning, and I felt bad because anytime you lose anything, lose a business, that's quite embarrassing. Then people say, well, you should laugh at a person when they're going through. You should laugh. You should learn because it's not funny. It's sad. But she had multiple chances to pay the bills. You got to pay because the landlord, they got to probably pay a mortgage on the business or on the building. So whatever you do, you have to pay because everybody have bills to pay. People think, oh, I'm not going to pay. No, you got to pay. They said I think she has a really good lawsuit against Bravo because I think she was set up for that photo in Real Housewives of Atlanta. They said Kenya broke. She might have to sell her 55-year-old kitty for the funds she have not for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. My thing is, you got to do stuff right when you do this stuff. You can't be having a picture and having a picture of somebody with no clothes on. You just can't. You got to follow the rules. And I feel like Kenya Moore dropped the ball. She should have scaled and to have a media company rather than a salon. And then once you're a media company outside of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, then say, okay, I'm going to open up a small salon where the rent is less. Don't go into a district where it's so expensive. You're the celebrity. It might be in the hood, but cater to that audience and you would have had a clientele. But you're trying to cater to this high class clientele and nobody was coming for it. She didn't book no clients, according to Michelle ATL and Brown. That's what I heard. But she was evicted, you guys. It's just wrong. Like, I mean, that stuff was outside. It was outside. Literally outside. Let me see if I can find it. It was a clip. Hold on. Wait, no, I don't want to do that. It was outside. Real sad, real sad. Let me see. Let me just type in her name real quick and see if it'll pop up on that end. Shout out to y'all. See y'all in here. Let me just see what pops up on here. Top. Wait, I gotta sign in. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me do this because I want y'all to see how they had the stuff outside on the front line. It was quite embarrassing. It really was. It's no shade. When I tell you quite embarrassing, quite embarrassing. I'm trying to find the video because I saw somebody reposted on their TikTok, and let me see if I can find it. Okay, when that pop up, I'm gonna see if I can find it. They said stop listening, but so she already had a media company. I'm talking about doing shows. Obviously, it's not that profitable. I mean, I'm not saying that Michelle is a hater. Michelle just reporting the facts. Let me see if I can find it. Where's the one when it was outside? Is this it? Where's the one with it when they had the stuff outside? And good morning, y'all. Good morning. Let me pause right there. Look at that. Just look at that. The U-Haul truck out there, items all out in the front. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. She already has a media company. So Michelle, she's a hater. She also has a media company. Kenya has made several movies. Kenya couldn't afford the $80,000 the judge ordered her to pay. Kenya is broke. She produced, but when the last Queen? I'm not trying to get into her pockets, but when the last time Kenya Moore produced a movie? I wait. This is embarrassing. Do y'all see that? The U-Haul truck is out there. When the last time Kenya Moore produced and made a movie? They say it's not that Kenya couldn't pay the 80,000, but there's more to the story. I want to know what's more to the story here. I just want to know what's more to the story. She ain't pay her bills and she trying to lie and put the thing. Queen, you want to hit the link because you probably know more than me. But what we do know, she was evicted. Her items out there on the front line. And see, this is the thing when black women don't get married, these are the results when you don't have a good father and a good husband, leader there for you. These are the results of it. Where is it? Why spend money producing movies when you can get paid to be on TV though? I'm just saying, but she got fired from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She got fired. She got fired. Let me see if I can call somebody that actually would know. I'm just being real. The lady got fired. I mean, fired. They said Kia couldn't have avoided her stuff being out in the streets. Regardless of the story, the judge ordered her to pay the 80K and she didn't. Give me a minute. I'll get myself together. I have to change my phone. Okay. Okay. I was trying to call somebody and get their opinion about it, but they probably sleep because I'm up early. I said I gotta come up early and talk about this. But obviously, this is a problem, and it's people that was going out recording it. I'm not laughing at it because this can happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because one day I'll be in business. I have a business, but one day I have like a studio and cameras and couches and green rooms and all that. And I wouldn't want to people to be coming by my place seeing it all on the front line. So give me a second. Let me see what they said on the blogs here. I understand. I'll let y'all call in too, so y'all bear with me. I'll let y'all call in. Y'all can give y'all opinion about it as well. But let me see what they saying in here. So I'm not laughing at Kenya Moore. I feel like it's just quite sad. I'm not laughing at her. I'm not gonna laugh at her. Um, But this is what TMZ said. Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Kenya Moore legal drama hits a split end, moves out of Atlanta Salon. Wait a minute. So is this breaking news? So they posted this yesterday. They said she moves out. It's a Real Housewives of Atlanta star. Kenya Moore is packing up her salon and moving out of issues with her landlord. Oh, wait a minute. They said she moved out. TMZ have learned. They said TMZ obtained photos of the salon furniture on the street outside the location. Kenya tells TMZ, I have spent the last several weeks moving out of my salon as a result of my ongoing legal battle with the landlord who has failed to reimburse me nearly $80,000 of improvement funds I am rightfully owed. My only recourse was to withhold rent and file a countersuit. I already have my outfit laid out for court, child. She goes on to thank all her clients and promise the beginning of a new era. Stay tuned. As we first reported, court doc showed a Georgia judge ordered Kenya Company, More Vision Media, to pay nearly $88,000 in unpaid. Wait a minute, it's a commercial. Okay, unpaid rent and utilities, split into two payments of roughly $44,000 each, and continue paying $5,500 a month in rent unless she vacate the property. Not long after the ruling, the landlord claimed Kenya Company failed to make the first court ordered payment by the deadline and asked the court to hand over immediate possession of the property. Kenya opened up Kenya Moore Hair Spa in Atlanta in 2024 and pushed back on allegation in court, claiming the landlord failed to make promised improvements to the space. Safe to say, this salon drama appears to be far from clean cut. But she was court ordered to pay some money. She didn't pay it. So you can't say, well, I made improvements. How we know you made some improvements? Whether we see why you didn't, well, you have to produce that in court and we can update the story. But as of right now, you moved out of this facility. You didn't pay your rent. You got to move out or get put out. And obviously, she got put out because you see a U-Haul and you just see stuff laid out there in the street. Okay, give me a second. And then, of course, it was bloggers out there as well. It was bloggers out there as well. Did you not see the salon? She clearly made improvements. But my thing is, you have to be careful making improvements to property you don't own. Just because you made improvements, if you don't have that stuff in writing, it would be kind of challenging unless you just got to go to court and you prove that in court. But you still got to pay your rent. You just can't be like, I withhold the rent. No, you still pay your rent because you was court ordered to pay the rent, and you produce that in court. We will see how this will play out. But as of right now, she ain't got no salon now. She don't. They said move out. It's a bit different than put out. They said, thank you, my baby. They said she owed rent for 2 years. Kenya was put out. She owed rent. You got to pay your rent. They said, no, Wiley. It was in writing. The contract called for them to reimburse her. That was the issue. Well, we have to see what's going, because in TMZ, it's saying in TMZ here that Kenya, as per court show, a Georgia judge ordered Kenya company More Vision Media, to pay nearly $88,000 in unpaid rent and utilities, split into 2 payments of $44,000 each, and continue paying about $5,500 a month in rent. That was the court order, unless she vacates the property. Not long after the ruling, the landlord claimed Kenya company failed to make the first court order payment by the deadline and asked the court to hand over immediate possession of the property. You got to pay. If the court is ordering you to pay rent and break it up in payments, you got to pay that back rent. You move it because you don't want to abide by the court order. And if you ain't got the money to pay it, then why would you make improvements to something you don't own? I think she bit off more than she can chew, in my humble opinion. She bit off more than I can chew. Look at all that stuff out there. Just look. I mean, stuff all in the back of the red truck. Just look at that. They are all out there. And this is a high-class neighborhood. Just look. The stuff all out there. I don't see Kenya Moore nowhere around there. You just got your stuff put out there. It's no shame. I would have got some of my homegirls. We would have took some of that stuff and used it for our own Wiley Hair Spa. No shade. They said Kenya did not turn in the necessary forms to get her reimbursement. She did not do what she was supposed to do. That's what they say in the comments. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody want to come on and give their thoughts about it. I'll drop the link and allow y'all to come on. They said the landlord is trying to embarrass her. No, she got a court order. Okay. And then also I open up the phone lines if anybody want to call in. I open up the phone lines if anybody want to call in. I open up the phone lines as well. Y'all bear with me. I know it's early, but I said I have to come on here early and do this live. Got to come on here early and do this live real quick. 972-674-9462. If you have any thoughts, you can call in or you can hit the link, whichever one you choose. That would be great. But Kenya Moore is out of that hair spot. Many people is leaving their comments, and a lot of people are sharing stuff on Michelle's video as well. That's what they were saying on here. Wow. Somebody just sent me a text about the Nature Boy. The Nature Boy got something coming out. They got the Nature Boy. They say they got the Nature Boy. The cult of the Nature Boy is coming out on Hulu. Okay, I'm about to check that out. I didn't even know that. Okay, hold on. Let me stop this. You hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Let me take the number. Okay, what was your thoughts? You're telling me that Kenya Moore wasn't put out her salon. She left.
Well, of course, all the reports yesterday were, from bloggers and what have you, was saying she was put out. But then you just read that she wasn't put out, that she actually is moving out, which makes sense because there's a U-Haul truck out there. If she was put out, why would the U-Haul truck be out there?
That's true.
You know,
That makes a lot of sense. Unless she got word and ordered you all just drive up there. But so you're
maybe.
saying that she's not at fault. Pretty much what you said. She's not at fault. The salon is at fault. Why do you feel that way?
Well, I do agree that she bit off more than she could chew. Clearly, I don't think her business model was the best. However, when she put you could see she made the improvements. Ray Charles could see she made the improvements just by looking at the salon. And the owner, the landlord, was supposed to reimburse her the $80,000. So that's when she started not paying the rent because why are you going to keep sinking? For one, why are you going to keep sinking money into a sinking ship? Putting money into a sinking ship. She wasn't making the money that clearly doesn't appear that she was making the money that she needed to cover her costs. So if you already put $80,000 that the landlord has not reimbursed you, well, why would you keep doing that? You see what I'm saying?
I understand, but my thing is why. uh, Number one, I don't understand. She got rid, and the salon looked beautiful, by the way. But I think also like the area was too expensive. The whole situation was too expensive. I don't think it would have been successful because she didn't even have clients, from my understanding,
Right.
um, when the salon was open. There's like it
I
was no
think
clients.
she definitely messed up intertwining the show with her business because I think that initially one would think that the show would help her business. If she had just not brought the show to her salon and not I think she was set up with the Brit Eady thing personally. Because it's not adding up. Something just doesn't sound right to me. Like, why would Kenya risk her job to show a picture and it wasn't even Brit Eady? Brit Eady is saying the picture's not her. Allegedly, the picture was not even her. All that occurred for nothing.
Well, my thing
But
is, if you work for a company and you an employee, they can fire you.
no, they could absolutely fire you. They had the right to fire you. My thing is,
Especially if you have a picture of
why,
somebody with no
but
clothes on, whether it was that person or not, it still make the show look bad. That here's this person bringing in.
Right.
a photo with no clothes on and all of that.
But do
It
you
makes
think
it
production didn't know that before they showed it?
maybe maybe they did know. If you know anything about shows, they can flip and be like, oh yeah, you put it out, oh it's damaged. We in a different time. It got some pushback. They was upset about it. Okay, you got to go. That's just how the game is played.
I,
And Kenya should have
yeah,
known
but
better
listen,
not to even do that.
she should have known better not to do that.
But she
But
been on
okay,
the show
so
for like how long?
she
Like
had, right, but she had big poster boards, right, that she brought in. Now, the way reality TV works is that everybody, even when they walk into that scene and act like it's a surprise, everybody knows what's on that call sheet. Everybody. So I don't
everybody knows.
believe,
But
yeah,
when
and
it's
I don't believe
backlash,
that production didn't know about those pictures, and for
they
it
know.
not to have been right, but ahead
They
of
know it.
time, they
But the thing
knew.
is, let's go. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be a little messy. If let's go back to when TGIF, everybody remember that show with Armand, Claudia,
Yes,
Al. Remember they did the birthday roast. If you don't remember,
right.
Armand
The birth,
roasted
yes, yes,
Al
yeah,
on the birthday
ow,
roast.
right,
And so then the video, then they deleted the video. Al was upset. He was like, "Oh my god!" But once everything came out, the producers knew pre-approved. They knew about the roast.
right,
That was the show. They
right,
they they said go ahead and do it. Well, it's okay. It's fine with
yeah,
us. But then once
yeah,
the pushback, oh let's delete it. Oh, we didn't know. Trying to pretend like
right,
let's throw a reminder to us. We didn't know this was gonna go
right,
on. It's just we're so shocked. No, these producers be
right.
knowing,
And I
but they
think,
can also play dumb and throw
right,
you under the bus and be like, well, we
yeah,
didn't know. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's up to you to this black woman and all of this. And Kenya should have known this is not Zeus. This is
yeah.
Bravo.
It
Bravo
definitely
is
was
a
far.
white,
So far.
correct me if I'm wrong. Bravo is white owned
Oh, yeah. What? Come on now.
and they have sponsors.
No, we ain't
So
got
this
nothing
is
that
not
much
Zeus.
money.
So Kenya should have, she been in this business since I was a little kid. I'm 35 years old. So it's like she ain't new to this. So, and you know you need that income because I do believe this salon have failed on its face when she lost that show. It's like that's income when
Right,
you're depending on that income.
right. Had
That's
she been on the
that's
show, people
a
would have
big
been wanting
check.
to see. Right. That was
And
definitely
that
a
brings
mistake.
promotion for your spa that you can use that and leverage that for storylines. You having a mixer, you having celebrities come, you got cameras and all that. I don't think she thought that this salon was gonna, this spa or whatever was gonna make it without using the show. She had that
Right,
because of the show, and she wanted to leverage
right.
that with the show. Now you lose all that, you see how the spa just crumbled.
Yep, yep.
I
You
think if she
do.
was still
I
on
agree
Real
with that.
Housewives of Atlanta, she would still have this hair. It would still be open for business.
I agree. I
I
agree
just
with
it's
that.
so again. I do feel bad, and when I'm talking about media company, I'm talking about like Candy, how she do shows. Remember, Kenya Moore don't do that. She tried to do that, and then she just disappeared.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think once she got on the show, because she was doing a lot back in like early 2000s and stuff like that. She was
We
doing her
in
little movies, and then like
2026.
she, and
What
then I
have you
know I'm
doing
just saying.
lately?
So my thing is, it's a little difficult to be the talent and the producer sometimes,
But you
So,
leverage your income to hire.
but she should have. She could have done more. I'm not saying that she
She could have
couldn't have
hired
done
a
more.
team. Like she have money, you can leverage a team, getting a social media manager, get a manager to post clips, get a producer, and get cameras. Right? She
You
can
know what
easily do that.
really
Look at what
changed?
Kenya does. I mean Candy. She have a team of
Yeah.
people where a producer, and all she show up is as a talent because you're leveraging your celebrity, your brand, and to building up your media company. Kenya should have did that. And also,
You
I
know
feel
what I
bad that
think a
Kenya don't
lot
do a lot of
changed for
Tubi
her?
movies either, like she should.
I think a lot changed for Kenya when she started focus on having a child though. And that takes a lot of work. That requires a lot of time and energy. And then she doesn't you gotta think like Candy has a whole family in Atlanta that she could depend on. Her mama, her cousins, her aunts, to help her with her children. Kenya only has Kenya.
But
So
that's
it
no
becomes
excuse. There's plenty
really
black
it
women
is an excuse.
that
Not
have multiple children and thriving and going to school and all that. Kenya
right, but
had
a lot of
income.
people, a lot of women, and take it from a woman, it's difficult when you are alone in a city with you and your child and no family. That means
But she
then
also
you
had an
have to
income
pay
coming in. She was a
everybody. Listen,
celebrity.
listen, listen, Wally.
She
You
was
have
a,
to
she had income.
pay
I understand that, but
everybody.
also it was her choice of getting these bad men because you never could choose a good man. I never. And so, who fault is that? She had to take blame and all these messed up men that she went to too. But that's not an excuse her being a bad businesswoman because oh, she's a mother. There's plenty of mothers out here thriving
Now, I'm
and
not
being as an
saying that that's an
entrepreneur.
excuse. I'm saying what changed for Kenya because Kenya was doing a lot before she
Well, I
decided
understand
to
she have
get
a child,
married
all
and
that.
have a
And
child.
where's her baby daddy at? That's just, oh Lord, child.
And he's a drainer. And I think, like she just got to a point where she just wanted to have a child, and that's why she married that fool because
And
he's
I understand, and
draining. Lord
I get
knows.
your point, and I see your point. You say if you have a child, her focus, your priority is your child, but also you also got to have your business as your priority as well, because if that crumbles, then your child suffer because you depending
That's
upon
true.
that income to support your child. So if you just lay back, and I just think who was her business manager, who was the team behind her with this? It's just so
I
sad
don't
because
think she
even before
had
all this,
one.
she did the renovations. She should have had clients all the way up to this point and be like, you know what, we're gonna move to a different location and we're gonna battle this in court, right? And
Yeah,
I
I
do
think
believe the
that she
court
should have
proceeding is going to be a lot
downsized
with
from
lawyer
if she
fees and
wanted
stuff
to
like
keep
that. It's
going
going to
that
be
way.
expensive.
Yeah, if she wanted to keep going in that direction, doing, the hair salon, she probably should have downsized and cut her
She
losses
should
a while
have.
ago. But I think the lawsuit has exacerbated the whole situation, and then also caused her to still be there because she's fighting for those funds, to be reimbursed those funds. So you can't exact. I mean, I guess she could have moved out and still fought for the funds, but hindsight is 2020,
Was. But
Wiley.
like, because now this story has been painted that she got evicted, that she this bad businesswoman, and Michelle has been reported on this saying that she ain't been having no clients. She been canceling on her clients, and you
And you
thinking
know
clients,
Michelle's a Kenya hater. Michelle hates Kenya. Kenya's everything that Michelle ain't, so of course she does.
but Michelle have her business though, a
Yeah,
profitable
Michelle does
business.
have a business. She does have
and
a, I
and
mean,
and,
I
and
guess
we're
she
not
said
reporting
she
on
does.
Michelle got to leave her business in a U-Haul truck in front of it. Like I'm just so like, and Michelle has been reporting on she be counseling on clients and she been going past and on there, and I'm like, oh wow, this
I
is
don't
this is
believe
bad. When I
that.
saw the news that she wasn't really having clients in there, I said,
Well, this is the thing, because I investigated. I've always wanted to have a hair salon. I can do hair, but I'm not a professional hairstylist, right? But I've always loved hair. But and at one point in time, I did have a commercial property. But this is the thing. Um, it's hard to own a hair salon when you don't do hair yourself, because if you don't have the stylist in there, then no business is operating. Whereas though, if you're a stylist and you have a business, you can go in there and do hair yourself. You can pick up a hot comb yourself, flat iron yourself, and do some hairs. Considering Kenya is not a professional hairstylist, she couldn't do that, and that's a big mistake. I don't know who didn't
that's
tell her
why
that,
open
but
up a business like that anyway, and you don't have no experience in there. Like I just don't
well,
understand.
she is Kenya Moore hair care. I think
Okay, I
that
know she
was
had
the
a hair
reason
care,
why.
and then like I didn't
Yeah.
even, from my understanding, she didn't have no team of people because obviously nobody showed up to work. I just think she really thought like this was going to be great for me to show on the show and leverage it to get people to work pennies on a dollar because I'm this celebrity on this show. And
Well,
now when
why
that
you get
show
pennies
left,
on
I
the
think
dollar? Why you got those pennies on the dollar? Who said that woman? You talking about that woman was a daggone
I mean, that's what she would have got. Like, literally,
breaking
like,
all
they'd have been
kind of
working like
labor
as
laws.
slaves because you can get attention on being on camera and stuff like that. And then a lot of these stylists, they're not working in salons anymore. They're getting those suites.
The sweets, that's absolutely correct.
They're
They
not
are
paying
not.
all this
The
money for a
world
book
is
rate.
downsizing.
Yeah,
The
And I will
world
never
is
forget
that everybody getting
Apostle
tiny homes.
Prophet Bernard Jordan said, "Small is the new big." People is
Yep,
downsized. They're not doing all this big stuff. He even in
yep,
churches, you know what I'm saying? People want to. It's like it's just best to have like an online church, a virtual church, versus you having this big old church with light bill, gas bill, water bill,
yep.
all of that. Versus having an online church where you can scale and grow, and it can be digital, and you can
And you are
maximize
the
your
building
profit.
fund,
Huh?
right? You are the building fund.
Exactly. Instead of you
Nah, they already
having a
got a
building
building
and all
fund. You
that.
don't even need the building fund. You are the building fund.
So I'm seeing right here, this, somebody said in here, Robin said, Michelle hates all pretty women in Atlanta. She wished she was
Yep,
an Atlanta housewife.
yep. I
Natasha
agree.
said Kenya was rude to her staff. That's why the style is canceled. Kimberly said, I seen
Who
her hair
said
products
that?
at CVS, so she's still making money. I just think it was no need for her to have
Right.
this hair
Kenya is
product.
making money. Listen, if you see a sinking ship, why would you jump in it? Why would you
But
put your
and then
last
why would you
dime into it?
invest into something like that anyway? Like that's too
No,
big.
I see why
Like
she invested in it. I do think it was too grand,
very
for
too
what
grand. And
she
I'm
was
like, it's other
doing.
areas where cheaper rent, where you can maximize your profit and you can negotiate versus you going to them type of place. Because I guarantee you that area, the rent is expensive.
Oh, probably so. And
You know.
listen, people, I've heard business people talk about, how many times you hear about their wins, but you don't hear about how many times they failed.
That's true. And I get it. It's
So
it's a loss for her. She lost the show. Now we're gonna see what's next for Kenya Moore. I don't think she's gonna do another hair spot. I think that's just gone. I think she's done with
yeah, I
that.
think that's
You're probably gonna see her in more movies. Um, I personally would love to see her review shows and talk about, do like an online digital show. Because she could be shady and stuff like that, and to still keep her name out there. Nene was doing it at one point, but these girls, they're lazy. They don't want to be consistent,
I don't know
and they
what
don't want to
happened with
think
Nene
long
because
term.
then Nene
Remember,
was
Nene
doing
was
a
doing
show with
shows and she
Sierra.
stopped.
Yeah, and then well, so remember Nene offended somebody. I can't remember what exactly she said right here, right now. But she did something on stage very offensive, and that's why she's not doing comedy anymore. She said she went too far to the left. I can't remember. I can't see
Even
the
even
chat, but
even then, you still can go. I mean, who have not said something controversial on stage? Like it's one thing about comedy owners, they about their money. As long as you can put butts in the seats, you can always have a job as a comedian, as a stand-up. That's why when
I don't
Monique
know
was getting
about that.
canceled as an actress, she always was able to feed her family because she sold out comedy
Yeah,
tours
but
in the
Monique
club.
is a professional comedian.
So I'm just
Thing.
saying, if Nene can bring it, she don't have to be that song because you got a lot of social media comedians selling out comedy spots. So if you can bring an audience and you selling out these comedy clubs, they're going to continue to book you. I don't care how controversial you are because their business is putting butts in the seats, selling liquor, selling food, and you know what I'm saying. So they will continue to book you because they're that greedy. Because Charleston White said a lot of controversial things, and he just did a comedy show in Virginia because one of my producers was there and took a picture with him. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I just think she was lazy. Nene, again, they're lazy. When you go on these shows, you so used to having these producers, you so used to having the makeup artists, and you just showing up and blah blah blah. But you got to hustle and do something outside of that because when you get fired, then you're gonna struggle. Nene struggled with not keeping her business open. She lost her husband. She closed down the lounge. Her son was having legal issues and health issues and
That's
all
a
that. Now she
lot of money to
crawling
keep
back, trying to go
businesses
back to
open.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. She want to go back there, but then
Yeah.
she accused them of being racist.
I mean, two things could be true at the same time.
But then you crawling back to be with Master. It just don't make no sense. Don't even file a
Because I
lawsuit if
mean,
you're gonna
like,
crawl
you're
back to
not
be with
bigger
Master.
than the system. You're never bigger than the system. You know what I'm saying? And so, what else can? That's Nene's bread and butter. Reality TV is her bread and butter. Does she want to do other things? Clearly, but reality TV is where she
And
made
she
her
wasn't
bread
that
and butter.
successful being an actress. She tried Broadway.
Mm.
She
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 did. I
tried
mean,
to.
I wouldn't say she
She tried.
wasn't that successful, because she was successful in her own right. Like to have been a real. How many reality stars have you seen transition to scripted TV for real? And she did that.
That's
She
true.
has been on Broadway. How many reality stars you seen on Broadway?
That's
I
true.
mean,
She
oh
have,
well, a few of them have been
but
on Broadway, but they had
but
talent.
she really want to go back to. Well, my point is, she want to go back to a place that she claimed was racist.
Well, that's true. That's true because I think she realized the world is racist, honey. If you
And then
looking for a
also
place that
too,
ain't racist,
when you work in those systems, there will be racism. That's why it's important to become your own boss and to create your own. That's one thing I like about Candy. Outside of all that, she had her restaurants. She have her media company. She have her toy line, her adult entertainment line, and
hmm
also she also have a team of people
she
that
has
she
several
employs.
streams.
So I just think Nene should have used her voice in doing a podcast. It would have been on fire. I think if Nene and Kenya Moore do a podcast together, I think that would be great. Do like a
Well, they
two
can't get
week
along, but
a podcast. It's
but
gonna be
that
great.
would
Or
be
they can do it
great.
by themselves.
That would be great. That's a great idea. If they could get along long enough. See, the only problem with Kenya and Nina, they're both bosses. You know what I'm saying? And you can't have too many cheese and not enough Indian.
I think
And they
like
too
if they was
chiefs.
to sit down and do a contract and look at the bigger picture, you don't even have to like each other. Y'all working to get that
Right,
bread. That's the
right.
problem with a lot of black folks. Oh, I don't
I
like your
agree.
owner. White folks can hate each other guts, but when it's time for
Yep,
business, they eat it up and do this business and get that paper.
yep. I agree. They don't even have to have the same views, the same,
They don't have to have the
political
political
views,
views, religious
same
views.
nothing.
They're gonna make this
They
paper,
gonna make
and
their
then we'll talk
money.
about each other on the back. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna make this
Yep,
paper. That's why,
I
because I
agree.
think honestly, if Kenya were to leverage and to work together, it would have been great. Just like some YouTubers, I say this all the time, and I'm gonna put this on atmosphere. There are so many great talented YouTubers. If they were to work together, they can thrive even more
hmm
versus
Yeah.
being so divided and separate.
Yeah. Like
You
it's so
understand what
much
I'm saying?
jealousy and envy. I agree.
It's unnecessary because if
Yeah.
you sit down, you have a clear picture and a clear view of, hey, I'm gonna use Armand as an example because I can use anybody else as an example. I'm gonna use them as an example. Let's sit down. Let's do a 2 week, a 2 day show together, and let's do a 50-50 split of what we make. Let's do this show together,
hmm
and then let's go on tour as well. I think, and Don Lemon is showing an example that I feel like some YouTubers need to do. Don Lemon and D.L. Hughley teamed up to they do shows
hmm
together and they also go on tour. I don't know if y'all
Mm.
noticed that. You see how they leverage
Mm.
that and go on tour and stuff like that? I think in black YouTube space, like even let's give her credit, Tasha, she tried to do it, but it's
Yeah.
expensive if you're just trying to do too much. Like she was bringing Bonnie Blue, then she had another team of creators that she was playing. It's too expensive. You need to start small. Just get one creator that you team up with twice a week, and y'all do a 50-50 split. If it make money,
Well,
y'all split. If
Tasha
it
tried to
don't,
do that.
hey. But
She tried
I
to do
just,
the TGIF thing.
yeah, she was trying to do the TGIF, and it was just too expensive. Because what
hmm
she should have did was instead of just giving us a flash fee, let's give a contract. Let me see the analytics. Let's see how much this video made, and let's get a percentage of that per video.
Yeah. I
Versus
think
giving
she
me
tried that
versus giving
a
me
little bit.
5,000, 10,000, because the video might not make that.
Right. That part. I think she
But
tested it a little bit with Bondi Blue.
she
Having
did.
Bondi
And
on
I
there.
think she needed males to be on there too, like hungry males that got a talent. Like she said, I will never forget what she said. I'm live, unless she's just a known liar, and we know she lied. But she said, "I like watching Wiley. He's so entertaining. But then you don't bring me on your TGIF show." your
Mhm.
copycat of TJL. I personally believe if she would have had me on there and she be on there too. See, that's another
Right,
thing. You can't try to have
right,
you to start and you're not on there. I'm talking about
right,
she could have put anybody in that third seat,
right.
but let her be in the middle, and she get
Yeah,
another
it could
woman
have
on
been you,
the middle to
Bonnie,
make a
and
difference.
her. That would have been good.
And then see us clash with difference of it because it might be some stuff that we might not agree with. But let the audience see that. Because that's what people saw behind the scenes on her app, and she didn't like it because she wanted, I'm the queen, so you gotta kiss my butt. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. If I disagree with you, someone on the show, like the view, reason why I F with the view, and that's why it's still on the air now, everybody have a point of opinion. And back in the
Hmm.
day in the view, the conservative, that Rosie, and what was the other girl that was on there? Um, Rosie
Megan or
O'Donnell,
something.
the other skinny girl. Oh, what was that? When they used to clash, that's pure
Oh
entertainment.
yeah,
When they used to have Raven Simone on there, what's the other girl? That McCain girl, Megan McCain. When Whoopi
Megan
and them, they used
McCain.
to
Yeah,
clash, but it was pure entertainment because people is bored when everybody have the same opinion, think
right.
the same.
That's so true. That's
That's no
true.
entertainment. That's like that's no thing. Even when I would do the what was the show that even though I did a show and it was called Two Men and a Lady. When I did Two Men and a Lady, one thing that I've noticed a lot of the people couldn't match my energy or be different than me in some cases. I try my best to do it. And then, of course, the audience, they'll respond. They'll say, hey, Wiley, I don't like this person. Um, this person is boring. I don't like this person. This person is dry. I don't like this person versus you and stuff like that. And I said, don't worry about it. I was telling this host, I said, don't worry about that. Just keep showing up. That's another thing why a lot of
Hmm.
times it doesn't work with different YouTubers because they look at the comments and they it gets in their skin. They be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they said this. Remember back All About the Tea, she had a show, and I love All About the
Hmm.
Tea. I think All About the Tea is one of the
I know you
greatest
did.
people back in the pandemic. She had a show and it was like videos
Hmm.
100,000, 200,000, 300,000. I mean, the show was huge. And she had all these
Hmm.
unknown YouTubers. They didn't even have YouTube channels, but they had a panel show.
Right.
And what messed that panel show up, they allowed the comments to get into their feelings and
Now
never
was it
do
the
that because the
comments?
public is fickle. One day they love you, next day they hate you, next day they love you, and they will. But you cannot allow that to sway how you think or who you work with because of the comments. Because the comments
No,
they're
but
gonna
I
have they
thought the
ups
comment.
and
I
they
thought
have
it
they
was
down.
because they when she wasn't paying nobody nothing,
She was
and they was
paying them.
like that.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
but
She
like
was
not a
paying them,
lot. She was paying her like $100 a month or something crazy.
and my thing is this: you work with them behind the scenes and say, hey. This is I'm gonna say this. Only why I'm saying this is because I talked to somebody that really is helping me and they in business. They said, Wiley, make sure you get contracts when you do stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
If you
That's so
work with
true.
Armand, let me use my example. Make sure you give a contract and have it
Right.
in the wording. Hey, let's do a split. If the video do well, I get 50%. You understand? So it's
Hmm.
clear.
Right.
Versus me saying,
Yes.
okay, Queen, let's do a show together. Let's do. We got no contract. The stuff just blows up, and then it's not clear what's the percentage of how much you're gonna get.
Right.
That's why
Yeah.
it's
I
important to
agree.
get your business in order than versus agreeing to do something and then you ain't got no paperwork. Because I don't think they knew that the show was gonna grow the way that it did, but it did.
Right. Right. I
But
agree.
if I
I
was
agree with
them,
that.
this is me. I would have leveraged and said, "Hey, let me get my own YouTube show. Let me get my own YouTube channel, and I'm gonna leverage and do some. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Let's say I agree to $100. Okay, but on the back end, I got all this traffic, all these people coming to my channel. Now I'm keeping all the proceeds because this is my channel.
Now, what
And
happened with
then you
her
get
and
your
Plas
lawyer,
though?
and what's name was a lawyer. This the shade. This the gag.
Plas, yeah,
That
that's what I was
last
going to
person was
say.
an
Something
attorney.
happened with her and Plas, yeah.
She
Something
was the
happened with
lawyer.
her and Plas.
So why didn't you
Yeah,
have
something
that in
about
a
her getting
contract?
paid.
Why you didn't have it in the
That's a
contract?
good question. She is a lawyer.
So you can't blame Monica. Blame yourself because you didn't do proper good business. When Monica reached out to me, she said, "Well, I can pay you this." I agreed to it. Now you can't get mad if you think you should get more. Do you need to say that? But don't let the comments put a battery in your back. Then that you want to give all your grievances. Why didn't you give a That's why it's important, black folks and audience, to get a contract onto
Mm-hmm.
what you think you should get. A 50-50 split, 80, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you think, I believe it's very important to have everything done in decent and in order.
Mm-hmm. I
But
agree with
just going,
that.
but yeah, all these people went away. They said, what happened? They went away. They
Mm-hmm.
all went away. They just sat and complained. They all went away. Me, I would have had me a YouTube channel and then plans was having views and stuff like that. And then they just poof went away. All of
Yeah,
them.
well, it's this Ples don't have her channel no more.
You said, what was that?
Ples doesn't have her channel anymore.
If she do, she don't post.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, like I said, because I found you from there, and I found your best friend AT2 from there.
And out of all the
So
people, I
and
think
Marcella was on there.
82 is still posts, and myself, I still
Marcella
post.
still comes on every day.
And Marcella, so but she had Bishop,
Mm-hmm.
uh, what was the lawyer,
I think Bishop is still out there.
and
Schoolboy. Now, Schoolboy went through a whole little
sc-
drama.
schoolboy. These were unknown people
Mm-hmm.
became household name. That's why it's important for day one to have a
Debonair.
clear,
So Debonair. Don't forget about So Dad.
right, a clear cut contract and
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 I
open to
don't
the
know.
analytics so you will know, oh, this video made $6,000 and I and everybody on here supposed to get an equal split of that income of that
Do
video.
you think she would have been that she would have done that, gone along with that?
I would have, yes, if they would have did it right.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is they argue, they sell us. You don't do business that way. You get a contract and you handle stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
We have to, when I look at that, I'm like, if they would have had their paperwork in order and came to Monica with their attorney and said, "Hey, sis, let's negotiate a contract, and on this contract, let's have this is what I think we should get. These are my terms. Do you agree?" And if she don't, then part ways.
well, I think that's what happened. Isn't
Or
that
I
what
would continue to do
happened?
the
Then they
show.
parted
This is
ways.
what I would have did. I wouldn't have left because all the audience was there. So I would have kept
Right.
promoting my show
Mm-hmm.
on
Did she
StreamYard.
allow you to promote your show?
You could put your name on StreamYard, correct? Like on StreamYard, you could put whatever your name. I would have
Mm-hmm.
had that as my YouTube name,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
I would have just kept on building. After the show, I'd have did an after show.
Well,
You
she
understand
had
what I'm saying?
people night and day. They were working night and day.
I just think that's what they should
She
have
had
did.
some people during the day and some at
And
night.
because if you are a lawyer, a lawyer, I'm like, you're probably not a good lawyer because a lawyer would be, put your lawyer hat on, or let me get a contract.
Right. Maybe she was young, or she is young, so she might not have been a lawyer for long.
Even though, but you had to take a whole class called contracts in law school.
Contract law, look, right. Like, I'm not a lawyer and I know that.
So
You
I'm just
absolutely
saying, and
did.
the reason why I'm talking like this is because I know God is going to elevate me, and I don't want to be elevated and stupid and go back and being in the gutter.
Right. And you know what? You have gone through all these experiences, so that you can
I
be
have.
ready for that place. So
So I want to
you
be
know.
ready. I want to be ready when I like if Tasha offered an opportunity or for my opportunity, the first thing I'm like, what's the contract? What's the terms?
Mhm.
Because you never know. The thing might blow up and it might be millions of people watching. And
Yep.
I ain't got no
You
paperwork.
have to
I
be
ain't got
careful.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just can't take people word. In business, you cannot.
at all. You can't take anybody's word. I
Put
mean,
it in
really,
black and white.
if I don't care if you're doing business with your mama, you gotta put it in
You
black and
gotta
white.
have it in paperwork. Like if Tasha would have said, "Hey, well, let's work together. I'm gonna get a contract, and I want a per video. This is how I want to negotiate. I want a proceeding per video. I don't want a flat fee. Because what if you get a flat fee just paying me $1,000 and you done made 50,000
Right. That's smart
per? And the
for
only reason I'm
sure.
talking like that is because I do a little research. I don't just be on the computer looking at weird stuff. I've been on the computer like studying, understanding business, reading business books, and okay, how we gonna leverage this? How this person get to this way? How did the Tyler Perry get? How did Oprah get? Like let's negotiate.
Right. Right.
And let's have it in
Yeah.
paperwork because the
That's
show
a
might
smart
the
way to
show
do.
might average 1,000 views now or 2,000 views, and then one day it done jumped up to 100K per video, and I ain't got no
Hmm.
paperwork.
And you're
I ain't
left
got you
out.
know what I'm saying?
Yep. You're left out. You have to be smart.
You
I
have
mean,
to
like,
be
and it's
smart,
hard.
and then you
I just
can't.
say it is difficult to know everything, especially like if you're the only one. Having a team is definitely better than doing things autonomously because one person can't do it all. You can't be a
One
jack of all trades and a master of
and
none.
then let me tell you this, sis. One person cannot do it all, but what you can do is do your research.
That's for sure.
So you will know
That's for
what
sure.
team you need to get. Because if you don't do your research, how you know
Hmm.
what team who to put on your team?
That part too. That
You
is so
have to do
true.
your research. And you got AI, you got Google, you got all these tools
Oh
at
my
your
gosh.
disposal.
Right.
Don't be
ChatGPT,
stupid on
Claude.
purpose.
I want to get
I
Claude.
see somebody
Everybody's talking about
saying
Claude.
Perez left because she needed to focus on her job. That's good. It was the audience that got mad at Monica for saying Perez left for mental health reasons. It was not because of money.
Right. Oh, it
Therefore,
wasn't
well,
right.
okay. But again,
Right.
I don't know if she said a conversation, she said, "Hey, I'm leaving because of mental health issues." Who knows?
I
But what
don't
I
think
do
she
know,
said that though.
the show was very successful, you guys.
Right.
I don't care what
It
nobody
was.
say. That show was very sus. They had the internet streets on fire.
Yeah, they did. And you know what? Because the shoot they got on. She got on. What was it? Rohop. One of them, Housewives of Potomac. Or
She's
Atlanta.
still on
One of
Real
them. She was
Housewives of
there.
Atlanta. All about the tea is still featured on. She just was featured on that the last episode.
Oh yeah, that's right. She sure was.
They don't know. And see, you got to understand business. And many people, this is a chat. Don't listen to Wiley. Don't trust Wiley. Me and Monica been friends from that point in what 2020 to what 20. It's 6 years.
Hmm.
Because you
Yeah,
can't listen to
she's
naysayers.
still
And that's what I
around.
was saying. And that's what I was saying. The whole thing about the AT2 situation. I said I don't like how you did Monica. And
Hmm.
I can't fool with you because you'll do me the same way.
What did AT2 do to Monica though?
What this is what Monica said he did to her, and this is what I saw. He started joining in when people making fun of Monica. He started
Hmm.
joining in doing it.
Oh, he
Instead of him
did.
staying out of it, he joined in on it.
Well, did he feel like he was wrong by Monica too? I don't know. I'm just asking.
I feel like I was right about Monica that she gave these unknown people a household name. She introduced me on the show, a person that did not watch Real Housewives, and I was on there with Buffy. I was on there with the other guys. Anyway, she introduced me to these people, and also she
Hmm.
did some other behind the scenes work for the Wiley Show. And I'm not even gonna get into all the things, but it was some shows, some of my highest rated shows, some of my good hot topics. Monica was like behind the scenes producing it. Didn't ask me for a
Okay.
dime.
Well, I see.
And then when I
Yeah,
did do a
I
show, she
see what
paid
you.
me. But then when it was time for her to help me, some of my best shows, like with the branding, with the topics, And I was just the on because you know you still gotta deliver it. But when she had helped me with the topics and with the thumbnails, it was the best. I would ne- I,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to give her that credit.
I
And
did
all the people
cheerleadings for her.
right, and all the people that was trashing her and dog her. Y'all remember that other lady, Nosy? Y'all remember Nosy
Nosy,
Ho?
yeah, yes, Lord. Nosy had a whole vendetta.
And she
She
kept
had a
all these
whole
innocent
vendetta
people.
against her.
I would share this. Monica was on the Monica. I had got the real lady that that the that nosy hole brought on her show. Said you Monica trash. Got her on the phone
Oh, the
and Monica on
Popeyes
the phone.
lady?
Hi.
The Popeyes lady?
I don't know the name of the lady, but she said, "You're Monica. You're Monica. You are Monica." And I had them both on the phone. I was in Vegas. This is when I did my first. This is how long it was. My first meet and greet in Vegas. I was in my hotel room, and Monica was on the phone, and I brought the other lady on the phone. We was on StreamYard, and they was able to talk. And we
That's
they
what's up.
agreed. She agreed to the show, but the lady was so hurt that she had all these trolls come out. She backed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think her name, I can't remember what that lady's
I
name
forgot the
is. I
name, but
think
what
she
she was,
worked
they
at
said it was one.
Popeyes.
It was one show you fell asleep on camera. Yes, and then I told Monica, I said, Monica, the reason why I fell asleep because that's when I was on 100 milligrams on that Zyprexa, that Alaxapam,
Mm-hmm.
and that medicine was. They had me like a zombie,
Yeah.
and that's what the main reason that I stopped taking the medicine because I'm like. It was making me drowsy. It was
Mm-hmm.
making me a zombie. But now that the knowledge and
Um,
understanding I have now, I talked to my doctor. I said it makes me. So now they put me on a lower dose. They put me like on 10 milligrams. So now I can take it. I'm not as drowsy. Some days I'm drowsy, but not like how I was back then with a
yeah,
hundred
when you
milligrams.
first started taking it.
That had me drowsy. They had me on Benadryl plus a Laxapan.
Oh my gosh. Why the Benadryl? Why both?
I don't know why they did it. They just had me on all type of stuff. They just kept me doped up. But I went to the new doctor and I told them, I said, and they got me on the right dose, and it's been helping me ever since. Helping me ever since.
Good. Yeah.
Helping me ever since.
Yeah.
Somebody said Nosy had her fans stalking random women calling her Monica. Yes, she did. She did do that.
Right. She
There's no
did.
lie.
She did.
And where's she at
She
now?
absolutely did. She living in Brazil or something. I don't know. I
She
think
left
she
the
been on
United
social
States of
media.
America.
Hmm. She's, admittedly bipolar for one.
She
And
did.
so,
She did
she
say she
has
was
her
bipolar.
challenges.
And then
Yeah.
she was making fun of me when mama told lady, you having a crisis. You can't keep a platform. You arguing with
Right.
everybody. You're attacking your girlfriend because remember she was in a relationship.
Until right. And
And
until
they
she
said
got a
she was
good
attacking her
relationship,
girlfriend and all that.
yeah, she gotta address her, her mental health first before she can really be a benefit to anybody. And that's what she hasn't.
Yeah.
That's what she doesn't do. Apparently, it seems. I'm not here to diagnose her, but that's what it seems.
Then they
She
said
admitted she's
Monica was the
bipolar, but
CEO of Banjingo Chicken. They was putting out all these
right,
lies.
right. Bojangles. That's what it was. Not Popeyes. It was
Now it was
Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
y'all
That's
putting
what.
all these lies. But that's what they're gonna. I'm gonna get this last topic here, then. You guys, I did hear all. I'm about to say all about tea. I did hear the DO Whisperer. He made a video. He called from jail. They recorded him in jail. He rejected a 10-year deal, a probation deal. They want to put him on probation
Oh,
for 10 years. He rejected it. His lawyer want to drop. His lawyer dropped him, so now he's looking for another lawyer. He
what?
said he's going to fire the lawyer. Then the lawyer dropped him anyway. He
What
want
lawyer
he
dropped him?
feels as though that's I believe that is too much. 10 years on probation, that's a little bit too much.
That's a lot. That's too much. I agree.
Maybe 2 years, maybe but not 10. So
Yeah.
you got to get a lawyer to negotiate, but the state may not give him a better deal. He may have to take this to trial. And me
Right.
personally, I don't think he should take it to trial because he got 3 restraining orders against him. and it was proof that he violated. Even though, in my opinion, it was just words, but the law. Let's look at the law. He did violate the order.
He did.
Then you got other witnesses the state may call. They may even call the Daily Dose of D because he got a lifetime restraining order. Then he got the
So
Dominique case. Then he got the T.S. Max. So it's like three. Right now, it'll be up to three.
I wonder how much he paid that lawyer. Like, how much does he have for a lawyer?
I
My
don't know
God,
how much he
he
paid the
needs
lawyer.
a
I
good
can't
lawyer.
figure that. And that's the thing. You really have to do your research on it. But when you in jail, what research can you do?
They got libraries and computers and stuff in jail.
They don't
I
have that.
think
No, not in jail. Now,
they
prison is
don't.
a little. No. Mm-mm. Well, you can get on the
Oh,
internet. No.
prison. Yeah,
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 prison they
yeah,
have a
yeah,
little bit
yeah.
more resources, but jail no. I remember when I was in
But
jail. I was like, "Can y'all help me register for classes so I can do some online and finish up my degree?" They said we don't have that here. I'm like, okay. They say I think the
Mm-mm-mm.
DL man and the law officers keeping him in jail. That could be too, being a DL whisperer. A lot of people is afraid of that term because it's a lot. I think people don't understand it. It's a lot of DL men in
There
high
are.
places in politics, judges, DA, lawyers, all of that. I had a gentleman on my show. I'm not gonna say his name. He's married. And that man was like, I'm in your city. I want you to come and F me.
What?
I'm like, oh, I'm like, no, sir, I can't do that. First of all, you're not attracted to me. I'm not attracted to you at all. You're
Yeah,
married.
but mm,
And you on television,
it's
you in the
it's terrible.
politics, and you in all that type of stuff. Oh, I said too much, but you're married.
Mm, that's
Now the
terrible.
whole
I'm glad you
and
didn't
what he
know.
said, he want dirty, nasty, F me dirty. Like he kept sending me pictures.
What?
I'm telling you,
That's a whole different world. Women don't even, women aren't aware that stuff like
they're
this,
not aware that
really
it's like
goes on.
some is aware and know, and some just don't know.
Right. I think the general masses of women like really have no clue of what goes on in the
Like no
DL
clue. They in your
lifestyle.
gyms, they everywhere. They in
Right.
churches.
You ever read that
I
book
was literally
Invisible
watching a
Life?
church service and I seen all these DL men. You could just see them and sense it. Because I've been in the
Yeah,
lifestyle
yeah,
for so long, I can tell.
yeah. You ever read
The-
that book Invisible Life by
no, I didn't
Elin
read
Harris?
Invisible Life. I did not read Invisible Life at all.
Baby, let me
But
tell you about Invisible
is
Life.
that the one Elan Harris?
Elin Harris, yes,
Okay,
Elin
I didn't read.
Harris.
I had the copy of it, but I didn't read it. I need to read it though.
It
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is good. You should read it because
Okay, I'm
especially
gonna
with
read
what's
it.
going on
And
now.
we can make that part of the book club pick too, Queen.
Yeah, yeah, because it definitely exposes a lot about the DL lifestyle. A lot.
I'm gonna get it from the library and read it. I did have a copy, and for some odd
It's a
reason,
whole series too.
I left it for some odd reason. They said that's just like 3 years probation because I think that's fair. 3 years probation because per case, I think that's oh, so you said 10 years is fair. Oh, excuse me, 10 years of probation. That's what they offer, and he refused it. And so he had to take it. But again, if he take it and lose, they it's a such thing called uh what where they would give you a stint prison sentence. Like if he lose that trial, they won't offer him a 10-year probation. They're gonna offer him prison time because he went to trial. I forgot the term that they use, but it's a term that they use that if you go to trial, you don't do the deal and you go to trial and you lose, instead of you giving you that same deal that we gave you beforehand, they're gonna give you a prison sentence. So instead of 10 years probation, they might give him a decade in prison
My
if he
bad, I
lose
got
that
knocked
trial.
out.
If he lose that trial.
I wonder what the terms are like. What's he looking at? What how many
10
years
years
is he
they offer him
facing?
10 years probation. I don't know what
Probation,
he's
but if
facing.
he right, if he
Um
doesn't, yeah, like how many years in prison
Everybody
will
kept
he?
saying 10 to 12 years, somebody said for aggravated stalking in Georgia. That somebody said 5 to 7, somebody said 10. But if they offer him 10 years probation, his prison sentence is probably close to that. A prison sentence is
Mm,
probably close to 10 years.
mm. Oh, geez, this is poor young man. I mean, I do feel like he brought it on himself, but this is
Of course he
overkill at
did.
this point.
Yeah, of course.
This is overkill. Like, come
Thank
on,
God
10 years.
I didn't get no 10-year probation. I did something probably more serious than what he did.
Right.
Honestly,
Well,
you argue that
kinda.
it was a little bit more, it was way more serious. And I got a sweet deal. 1 year
Oh,
probation.
and that was with a public defender, right?
And that was with a public offender. And if I would have made payments, I would have got off probation in 6 months.
Yeah, they trying to railroad that young man. God
They
damn.
rolling him. So I'm like, and I had a public defender, and I had a sweetheart deal. And next year it comes off the record.
Yeah. Something got to be done. What could be done to help him though? Like, what
He's
really
going to
can be
need a
done?
better attorney and legal advice. And then also too, at least his new lawyer can negotiate to bring that down. Let's just say to 2 years probation. I'll take it.
Have they
But
contacted
10
like the civil
years,
rights attorney, any civil rights attorney? Because at
child,
this
he's.
point, it seems like it's a violation of his civil rights.
But yeah, he will have to look at that. His followers, he have to look at that and stuff. I don't get too deep. Like my subscribers trying to help, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these lawyers, unfortunately, in this climate, they're under attack too. From the government. Helping
That's
black.
true
You know what I'm
too.
saying? This is my. Listen, you guys. This is in Georgia. This is not in Fulton County. I forgot the county he's in. He's not in that black county. He's in a white red county.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a weird county.
It's white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I'm banned from Walmart, I never will return. We got Target and Walmart let you order groceries.
Right.
I'm lazy anyway.
I banned myself from Walmart. They take
I
out
don't
my
go.
money.
It's too ghetto. Target. I've been going to Target forever. I said, "Oh, it's much nicer than Target.
Yeah.
Quiet and it's less ghetto." I never went on that protest when I was in Vegas. I just shopped at Target. Man, my own business is much quieter. Got my items, and now they got Walmart delivery. You don't. I've never had to step back into those stores. Who cares?
Exactly.
Go back.
F Walmart, man. I'm
Like,
good.
who care?
Who cares?
I'll take my money to Target or to a black owned store.
Now that would be great if we had a black
If we
owned.
had a black owned,
Yeah.
well, we have a black owned grocery store in the city. I'm not gonna lie.
No, not
You know,
groceries, but just like
oh,
what do
like a
you
store
call
like
a
still like
superstore
Target
like
and
that?
stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, that has
but black
everything.
folks, unfortunately, they don't like to merge. Everybody want to do something separate.
Well,
In order
we're
to
like crabs in the barrel, you
Yeah,
know.
if a lot of them stores that we used to have, they all would have joined together and just merge as one big conglomerate and then expand, it could have been possible. But
We've
everybody
had
want to do
the
their own separate thing.
we've had to scrape from the bottom for so long. It's like I think we don't trust one another, and we've had violence against one another.
Yeah,
Because of the but I think it's the system that they set up. They brought us here. They gave us nothing. We had to scrape from the bottom up.
facts.
And so
And no, I'm not
we
saying
don't
Walmart
trust
is in
one
the
another.
wrong. I never said Walmart is wrong, but what I'm saying is because people kept saying, "Oh, you man," I never got a letter saying that. I never get anything saying that I was man. That's what the public said. The public, y'all can say it, but I said I prefer to shop at Target because Target is less ghetto than Walmart. There's no shade, and it's much
Oh,
cleaner. It's just something that Target is better. Maybe because a lot of people don't like, so they like Walmart, but Target is much better than Walmart. And then their book selection is just nice. They got a music selection. It's just much cleaner than Target.
I
That's
don't
just my
think.
personal opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Target sells everything that Walmart sells. I
And
could
then
be
again,
wrong.
now they have it now. You can do Walmart Plus. Let me see if y'all can sign up. Walmart Plus
Yeah,
have it where you can just get stuff delivered to your house.
yeah, I have that,
And if you're a
and it does
student,
help.
you get a discount
Because
on the
Walmart
monthly
now is
subscription.
like Walmart is now like Amazon. You can buy anything off of Walmart,
You
and
can
they
buy
have
like
different
anything off of
sellers.
Walmart.
They, like different sellers sell things. I bought my MacBook off from Walmart.
So yeah, so that's what I'm talking about, and I had a better deal than the deal whisperer,
Yeah,
way
back
better
to the
deal.
deal whisperer.
And it's because of the public defender. Shout out to Dallas. I want to go to law school and work in the public defender's office because the way that young, short, white man, young white, he was young, um, short, defended me. I said I would love to work in a public defender's office and be a public defender because everybody says, "Oh, public defenders are so bad." No,
That would be
and not
awesome
in
for
every
you.
case. Because you
Right.
can get some that would defend, and that one only it was the one before that that was defending me, and she got a deal. What messed me up? I had all these different numbers. I was in different states, and so like if I was a Vegas resident instead of me moving from like Texas and all that, I would have gotten like um the $5,000 bond, I probably wouldn't have gotten electronic monitoring. I probably would just have to pay the $5,000 bond and then stay away from Walmart and all of that during this case. So yeah, but they did. But I was able to get a bond. I just couldn't post it because I'm like I don't have a place to live. But then I saw somebody at the shelter. I don't know how this happened, y'all. Maybe because he was on probation, he had an ankle monitor on at the shelter. So maybe he was just
Hmm.
on
Like they placed them
probation.
at the shelter.
Yeah, they placed him at the shelter. So maybe, I never thought, but I just sat and just I needed to sit down and rest and think and reflect and all that type of stuff and all that because God was like because when He released me, it was cold. It wasn't the summer. I spent my summer in jail in 2024. Yes, I did. I spent my summer in that jail cell, and it was a very teachable one because I need to sit there because I didn't learn my lesson the first time. And see, if you don't learn your lesson, God won't keep. And thank God that I learned my lesson this time because who want to go to prison? Because I saw so many people that I was incarcerated with, homeless on the little strip area. And one day I will go back. I want to have a team of producers. I want to have a team of people, camera crew, to just show you the effects of it. Because everybody talk about Vegas and they talk about the strip, but there are also a strip of homeless people
Hmm.
that they don't talk about. I want you to see
Yeah,
their families. I want you
that
to
would be
see
great.
I want you to see the emergency rooms being full of homeless people that go to the emergency room because they don't want to sleep on the street.
Why do you think Vegas has so many homeless people?
You said what was that?
Why do you think Vegas has so many homeless people?
It's a factor. You have a group of people that cannot afford the rent. You have some that work, can't afford the rent. You have some that work, can't afford the rent and got evictions, can't get a place. You have some that have these criminal records, evictions, can't get a place. You have people that touch children, violated children. They're on the SO list, frozen out, so you're homeless. You have the drug addicts. You choose
So,
drugs versus paying your bills. You're on the street. You have gambling addicts. So it's not a one size fit all.
now
There's
gambling addiction might be doing it too. I'm just
that
wondering, 'cause
gambling
that's in
addiction
every
too.
city. Like
That's in every
basically,
city. So the stuff that I saw, it's all plethora. Then you have those that got a house fire. You had those some people that lost their family or their children, just tapped out of the work. Just lost their mind and just got pushed to the streets. You have some that don't have family and have children sleeping in their cars. I met one lady that was sleeping in her car. We went and she had got some bread and stuff and had to go there check her mail and stuff like that. So it's just a plethora of just stuff. Then you have they don't want me to say this, Vegas. Sorry, but I gotta say it. You have a lot of mismanagement of funds
mm, mm,
that you advocate to help the homeless world, but a lot of these people take it and pay their kids college funds and living in mansions and all that mismanagement of funding. That's the same thing that's going on in California. I've
that's what I
seen
was getting
people
ready to
that was
say.
homeless in California will travel from California to Vegas. I've seen that happen
Right. That's what I was going to ask you.
because
Do you think
Vegas
a lot
offer
of
a little bit
people?
more. You
Hmm.
have those type of people. So in New York, I'm gonna say this, and I know a lot of people gonna get upset about it. And they're upset about it. I'm upset with you. They had a funded, paid by the federal government, a program to help people get vouchers. That's going to end next week or next month.
Damn.
Because so it's gonna end because they had it where in the voucher program when you get places they help pay your rent, but that
Mm-hmm.
program is gonna end because they haven't renewed the program. It's gonna end next month. So
What? All them people gonna be out on the street?
and for all the people just gonna be out on the street, yeah.
That's crazy work right there. Like,
And then
I
people
think I,
said y'all shouldn't depend on the government. You not know the rent in New York is expensive.
right,
It's too
extremely
expensive.
expensive.
You can't afford the you're not making enough money to afford the rent.
Yeah. Well, if you can't afford to live there, why don't you just move then? You
And
know what I
then
mean?
what
Go
move
over to Jersey or something where it's a little
Jersey, and
cheaper.
then what happens is if people keep moving to places that rent is lower, you know what happened? The rent go up. Remember, Texas rent used to be low. Oh, the rent used to
Yep.
be so low. But what happened? Once people from California start moving there, the more rent start to go up.
Yeah, that's true
Unfortunately,
too.
so
It's a vicious cycle. It's definitely
it's
a
it's a
vicious
very it's
cycle.
a very vicious cycle, and the wages don't go up, and then the rent can continue to go up.
And
And
rent
then yes,
control is a
a
big
lot of homeless
thing.
people come to New York because there's no snow in Vegas. So yeah, they do that too. And I've seen it. I've talked to people. And I've seen it. And I witnessed.
Right.
It's really really sad. It's really 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 sad. Uh, it's just sad all over.
I
It's
wonder if
really sad.
Miami's like that, like has, people go to Miami just to because of the weather if they're homeless and stuff like
True.
that.
And then a lot of they were talking about in Florida, they were talking about how people would live in their cars or live in these hotels and motels and these, but now them extended stays have went up. In some cases, you'll be paying more at extended stay than you would pay rent. And then
Wow.
once you get locked in that cycle, you can't even save for deposit and rent. But they do have programs where they help people get from hotel to an apartment, hotel to housing, or something like that, motel to housing. But the thing is, a lot of them programs are not funded with a lot of funding. They only can help a certain amount of families. And once they run out of money, they got to go fight and to get more money to help more families. But it's, you know what I'm saying? We don't really do
Hmm.
it. And this is why I'm gonna say this that I think a lot of our politicians are out of touch. And even when Democrats get in power, they don't do enough to help this issue with unhoused. They do
Yeah.
some things, but not enough. I'm talking about bold decisions, like
The
funding it
Democrats
to
got need an overhaul.
it do need an overhaul. And then a lot of these people, if you give them the money, they need these organizations to make sure they're it's handling the issue, the place is handling the problem. But again, I think that um, it should be. I think minimum wage should be up. I think the minimum wage is too low. I'm talking about the minimum wage is too low, and also I think the government because we change the workforce about to change from AI and robots and all this stuff is changing now.
Hmm.
The government should fund and be like, hey, go to school for this trade and it's going to be paid by the government.
Hmm. That would be that
So
in a utopian society. That would be amazing.
but
But
it's just, I just think the politicians when they help the rich, they make these bold decisions to help the rich.
absolutely.
But they need to make those same bold decisions to help the working class, and that's why it's important. I think now whoever is in office in this next cycle and this next president, it's really echoed that, but just don't echo that. Really make sure you're there to make sure they do their job and be like, okay, sus, you got elected. If you don't do that 2 years, you voted out. Then somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And then that will help a lot of more people, I think, will do their job. But unfortunately, even in Congress, I've learned that you gotta keep a residency in DC and in your hometown.
Hmm.
That's why a lot of wealthy people run for office because they can afford to have two houses, in two different
Right.
cities or two different
Right.
states. So it's a challenge. And then also I've learned from Jasmine Crockett, you can't even be a practicing attorney if you're Congress, if you're in Congress.
Right.
You got to let that go. And I don't think you
Right.
should be able to have to let that go because it's not enough income for you to have a property
Right.
in DC because the rent in DC, whoop, is expensive.
Yeah. It's not like New York, but it's expensive.
It's up there. And I also think like if you work for Congress, they should give you a housing stipend.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like,
Because you got
they
to keep
don't give
property,
you.
especially if I'm talking about if you low income congressman, if you just don't have the money to, because there was one congressman from Florida, he had to do Uber. He was trying to do Uber because he was waiting on his first Congress check and stuff like that. He was trying. It was hard for him to find a place because the rent was too high. But so somebody, I think Congressman Frost, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. So it's a lot of stuff. It is set up designed for just this upper class, this elite class to get into those positions.
Yeah, it
But
is.
that's why people like this thought process, like myself, should like Jasmine Crockett. She was good in Congress. I don't think she should have ran for Senate.
Yeah.
I think it was too
Probably.
early.
Probably. I think so. I mean, something. There's definitely some type of shift. Obviously. But
And then
I
I
think
think
her
because she
running for
lost her
Congress,
seat once she
right,
lost
opened
in
up,
Congress.
right, and it opened. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I don't think I think like she did good, and they changed the rules. They kind of rigged it a little bit, but she didn't really focus on the Hispanics. Like you have to talk to Black folks and the Hispanics,
Yeah, you have to.
or you have to invest in the Black community so hard that they come out in huge numbers. The last time Black folks have outvoted white folks was when President Obama was got
Obama.
elected.
Yeah,
That was the first time
exactly.
in history.
I'm like, we
Black
could do
folks
it again, though. We
we
can
can
do
do it
it
again.
again.
It's possible to do it again. But you
We
have
have
to
to.
have a great candidate that can inspire, and you have to put the ground game. It's money for politics. Like, look what happened in Florida, and I know this has been challenged in the court, but millions of people voted just to expand the map. I mean, to redistrict the map in Virginia. Millions of people. That's unheard of.
Hmm.
But what happened? They invested millions of dollars into that amendment,
Hmm.
and
Did
millions
they?
of people responded,
Were
even
they
though
able
the
to
court's
pass?
challenging it. So now, yeah,
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard much about it as much as they've been, were promoting it. They definitely put millions of dollars behind promoting it in the media.
they
Vote for
definitely did.
Virginia. That was all over the commercials.
They said Jasmine had run for Senate because the redistricting test caused her to lose her seat. I think she
Hmm.
should have stayed in Congress, just ran for the new district. I don't think she should have ran for Senate. And then if she did run for Senate, I think that she needed some very powerful people to help her on her behalf to get Black folks to come out, because Black folks, they voted, but they didn't vote in record breaking numbers to get her to win.
And you need
And then
money for
what
your
messed it up,
campaign.
Dallas County changed the rule. I think it was the Harris County and Dallas County changed the rule that you couldn't vote. They changed the voting place, polling place, but it was a failure of Jasmine Crockett team. They didn't educate the voters enough about the change. Yeah. But they said how school's going good. Thank you. They said Beyonce was right. People with no credentials making critiques. Yeah. Well, I do have credentials. Worked in healthcare for over 10 years, and I'm in school about to get my bachelor's in criminal justice next year.
Wait, they
And
said what? People with no credentials. I'm sorry, my son came
they
in.
said make no credentials making critiques. I'm like, I do
How
have
you know what my
credentials.
credentials are? You know what my credentials are? I don't even talk about my credentials, honey.
And also running a show, which is a small business owner. So I'm definitely
Exactly.
going to have some critiques. And in this country, you don't need conditions to make critiques in this country. Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
How about it? Freedom of speech.
We have freedom of speech. That's one of the perks of being a citizen in this country.
Hmm. Exactly. But
I get
shoot,
I get you when the Mexicans don't want to
all
work.
you gotta
And
do is start your own channel and say whatever you want to say.
Mexicans have always put white folks ahead of Black people. They have always done it.
Yeah, well, they think they're white.
They think they're white. So what Jasmine Crockett had to do, she had to get more black people to be on her side. I really believe Michelle Obama, she should have called Michelle, I'm sorry, and begged her, can you please come and um, campaign for
Support
me
me. Yeah.
and support? Or
Now
and
that
then
would
she
have been
should
a win.
that would have been a win. And that'd have been a big push. Or got an endorsement from President Obama. I know he's kind of skeptical who he endorsed and all that. I would have been begging him and applied
Yes.
pressure.
Yep. That's
Because
smart. That would have been smart. You should have
you
been
have
her
to lock in.
campaign manager, Wiley.
I mean, I'm just saying, I would have locked in the black enough, not just in Harris County. I went everywhere, every town with black folks that dominate and really promote and dive in and educate your voters to be like, hey, make sure you update your voting registration to make sure, because you got to educate the voters because they need to know that polling place that you used to go to, they switched it, so you may have to go to this place.
You think
So
Dr.
make sure you
Heavenly's gonna
update your
win?
system and get your phone bank to call these voters and say, hey, make sure everything is updated. This is where you have to vote. What's your address? You have to vote at this location.
You think Dr. Heavenly's gonna win?
No, I think Dr. Heavily is great, but she's like last on the list. I was just looking at that earlier today. What district is that? Excuse me if I'm wrong. Hold on. Make sure y'all comment in the chat. That's a very good point that you brought up. I was just looking at that today. They don't have the new poll out because again, Congressman Scott did pass away, so they got to update the poll. But right now, it's like a tight race with Clark, if I'm not mistaken, Jasmine Clark, Emmanuel
Okay.
Jones, Everton Blair. I hope I'm saying his name right. But yeah, but Dr. Heavily, no, like she not the
She
top
is a
contender.
no.
She not as the top contender on there. I don't think they're gonna take her. I think but again, I don't really, from the voters that I'm hearing from, they said she's not doing enough to really doing a good ground game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like if she would have put more dollars, because again, it's about, you got that in that district, you have to put money in that. And I
Well,
mean, it take probably about what, 10 million?
I have
And
no
she
clue how much it takes really to run a good campaign, but I know it takes a significant amount of money. And I'm
it take
wondering
money
who
because
her
you
supporters
gotta pay for
are.
the yard sales, you gotta do the phone bank, you gotta pay for posters, you gotta pay for radio, air, you gotta pay for commercials and
Right.
all that stuff costs money.
It's, yeah, millions of
You
dollars.
gotta pay
And
for, you gotta get volunteers, you gotta get an army to knock on doors and all of that, you know?
and I think she's running for Congress too. She was running for Senate, and now she's running for Congress or something like that.
Yes, she wanted to run for that seat because that congressman, which is embarrassing, he was old and sickly. But a lot of old people that get sick, they don't want to give up that power, unfortunately. But what you have to do, you have to vote, you have to run against him, and unfortunately he passed in office. And so
Yeah.
now the governor of Georgia, he's going to put a Republican in that seat, even though a Republican won't win in November because it's heavily Democratic. But what do they do? If you lose, they'll put a Republican in there
Mm-hmm.
to hold that seat until he
The
till
election.
November.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that go. But again,
Well, I don't think
you know,
she
want
should have
these
done
old
the
people in
show.
office that's sickly. It's crazy.
I don't think she should have. I think if she would have run, she should have quit the show and then run. Because
I think honestly, it's nothing wrong with her being on the show per se,
have you seen her
because
on
you
the
probably
show,
don't.
Wiley?
I think if you really know how to campaign and
We talking
the
about Dr.
voters know
Heavenly.
you,
She
in
don't know
addition to
how to
know you,
watch
and
her
really
mouth.
put an army of volunteers. If you know how to leverage the show to get people to volunteer for it, then yeah, I don't. But again,
Yeah, but
they
when
don't
you
really
just
bring up
have,
the.
a potty mouth and
Yeah,
you
she
don't know
do
how
have
to
a potty
stop
mouth,
being
but
messy.
she do have a track record too, and you have to show the vote. Because okay, let me use an example. Jason Lee showed an example
Mm-hmm.
of being messy, but knowing how to be a politician.
Yeah, but he has way more constraint than Dr. Heavenly. He has
But what I'm
way
saying
more
is,
constraint.
Jason Lee threw a drink on somebody, a woman, And also he did other messy stuff. And also he had other
Yeah, but that
allegations that
was
he threw.
years ago though that
But,
he
but
did
what
that.
I'm
Like
saying
he
is
quit
JC
loving
is
hip
known,
hop and
Jason
then
Lee is
he
known
ran
as
for
being
something.
messy. But what did Jason Lee do? He was campaigning his butt off.
He was. He
He
was. He definitely
campaigned.
did.
So if Dr. Heavily want to win, it's not about just social media. It's your ground game got to be strong.
And then she hired Quad to be her campaign manager when she was running for Senate. But she did get another campaign manager, she said, for
Because you
Congress.
have to, because Quad probably don't have experience of
What
running
Quad
a.
ain't had the
Uh,
experience to run a campaign for the goddamn Senate, let alone Congress. Come on now. You gotta
yeah.
know more than just how to dress.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why you have to do. Because again, Dr. Heavily do have a good track record. I employ people. I'm an employer. I work in health,
Yes.
so she understands the disparity in healthcare. So again, but you have a right to run. I can run. You can run. Hey, go do it. But it do
Right.
take money and resources.
Absolutely it
They said,
does.
"Good morning, Wiley. I live in Virginia. That amendment barely passed, 49 to 51. I voted yes, and actually,
Wow.
advertisement geared towards no. Yes, the amendment actually did not advertise. Yes, amendment actually did not advertise enough. Right, but and then Trump, and the reason why I was so close, Trump at the last minute started telling his people, "Hey, y'all need to vote no on this," and then that's what made a rush of Republicans started coming in and stuff like that. But again, they promoted the hell of it, and they could have did more because Roland Martin came down there. They was putting commercials all on Roland Martin's show, even though they didn't pay Roland Martin. The people that wanted to say vote no, they was paying Google a commercial to air on Roland because they know Roland have all these voters from Virginia that watch, so they was airing commercials on there. And then, of course, the people that vote yes, they paid Roland, gave him a check to run ads on the show. Then they paid him to go to Virginia. And so like then also you had President Obama endorsing it as well. Then you had Trump at the last minute come out and do that. But this all started, you guys, because Trump told Texas to change the map in Texas. So yeah, this all started because of Republicans. Don't never forget that. They said
Right.
this conversation hilarious. Oh, okay. That's a local election versus this is a local election, but even a local election, you still need money. I don't care if it's local, national, county, judicial, you still need money.
That's the root of it.
You have to have money. There's no candidate
Mhm.
that I can think of in this century that ran with no then put no money in it and just ran at office.
Say
Probably in
no
some look
happened.
in town or with nobody there and all that. But you got to have money. It is. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Money is not the only factor, but money do help you to get your messaging out. Because if people don't, you might have a good message, but if you ain't got money to push the message, then it's
that's why
like
they supposed to go around schmoozing with all the higher ups and get them to donate to their campaign so that they have the money to push their agenda. That's the
absolutely.
whole goal.
That's the whole goal.
You know,
No. What I'm saying, yeah, in some cases, people use special interest. Special interest is not always wrong. It's about what special interest is doing. Because you may have some special interests that want to increase the minimum wage, that want to help families to make affordable housing. So just hearing that term special interest don't mean that that's always wrong. You have bad actors in special interest, just like you have good actors. But if you don't want to take money from a special interest group, then you got to know how to network or put your own funding or networking from the average Joe to donate to your campaign.
right? You
And
do.
black folks, we don't do enough. We don't invest in campaigns like that, donate to campaigns like that.
No, heart.
We barely vote.
Very, very few.
When the last
Yeah,
time you have some people that give annually to campaigns,
I don't give
quarterly.
angry. Our last campaign I gave to was Kwesi and Fume. I don't know if
So
you
I'm
know
just
who he
I'm
is, but
so
I
I'm
think
just
he ran
saying,
to
you know what
take
I'm
over
saying? So
Elijah Cummings' seat.
right. So I get it. They said it was the white liberal journalist that pushed the white man over Jasper. Of course. And then Texas don't have enough black media in Texas that's strong enough to outdo it. And that's why, unfortunately, Jasmine Crockett, and they didn't want a voice like Jasmine Crockett because she was intelligent, she was black, she was a woman. And let's go back to Barbara Jordan. I was just reading her book not so long ago, She ran for Congress or state. And then she lost a couple of times. Was it? Did she win like the Texas state senate? I know she won that race, but she was running for another race and kept losing. And then she ran for state senator, and then she won that race. But my point is, she may win the next time. You don't always win the first time you run. Let's go back to President Obama. He when he ran against Bobby Rush in Chicago, he lost that race. That was the only race he lost. He won the state senate, he won U.S. Senate, and he won the office of president. The only person that beat him was former Congressman Bobby Rush. Because when that time, Bobby was a former Panther, had been in the office for a little while. President Obama didn't have the name recognition. He had the resume, but he didn't have the experience, and that's what Bobby Rush had over him. And those voters voted for Bobby Rush over President Obama. But did that stop him? No. You keep going.
No, we learned that in kindergarten. If first you don't succeed,
You
try,
know, you
try
try
again.
again. That's the thing about politics.
Hmm.
Even it's this book. What's that book that I had about the Chicago Defender? He was looking for their endorsement. President Obama wanted the Chicago Defender to endorse him over Bobby Rush. He didn't get it. But what they did do, they did when he was in the state senate. Um, he they would talk about all his bills that he would propose, all his work that he would propose in Springfield, Illinois, and that helped him. And to this day, he will always credit the Chicago Defender, always talking about the work that he did while he was working in the state house. So he will give them credit about that, and so that's the power of black media. But we don't have enough black media in this country that focus on politics. We have a lot of media that focus on entertainment, but it's not enough that focus on political stuff.
That's
But
true.
we do have black newspaper. But the thing is, they don't like to join and be like, okay, I'm a company here, so let me join here. What happens? They die out because if you're a struggling paper, if me Queen, you got a paper, you struggling, I'm struggling, but together we can become bigger and stronger together.
Right.
But you have people that think, oh, I'd rather be separate and struggle separately instead of joining together and leverage and become this powerful newspaper than versus you being independent outside of these other black newspapers. So again, with the Chicago Defender, I used to love. My family used to read. My grandmother used to read the Chicago Defender, but what messed them up, they didn't know how to transition into the 21st century with the digital era. You know, they was old school. They wanted to keep a building that was wasting money. Roland Martin was over there working with them. It was a lot of things. He said y'all should do a podcast. Even before podcasts became popular. If they would have listened to Roland, the Chicago Defender still would be thriving. It would be thriving today because it could have been
Mm-hmm.
a digital online publication that's with a lot
Mm-hmm.
of viewership and plus with their podcast. You got to know how to move with the times. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
everybody, when the last time you went and picked up a newspaper and read, everything is moving is here already, digital. So if you don't
Right.
have a good digital input, if you don't know stuff about digital, you hire people that know stuff about digital. And
Right.
Roland
We talked
was
about
ahead of
that
his time and
before.
said we should do a podcast. And just Chicago Defender should have a podcast. Again, they ain't want to listen. So you got people old stuck in their ways. They don't want to listen to that. Nope. And look what happened.
Right.
They ain't got the print paper. The website barely traffic on it. So
You were
they
talking
barely
about
like a
research
non-factor.
earlier, and like what people don't understand is that successful companies, successful brands, they're going to research and development is probably what big companies put most of their money into. You really have to do your research.
You have to. And a leader of a company have to have vision of researching and listening to the team and say for okay,
Hmm.
we got to move forward. If the data is showing that it's digital, then what do you need to do? Move in digital. Like right now, if you remember when Roller was on TV1, he got fired or no, he got canceled. And so what did he do? Did he go away? No, he went digital. Now, guess who else you see on digital? Don Lemon.
Right.
He gets a
But
lot of views.
all the
Uh,
networks really have a presence on, digitally.
and they're getting more
They've all
heavily on.
realized it.
Right. They realize it because at first they ain't realize. They say, "Oh, y'all just YouTubers and blah blah." But now all of
Right.
them be on YouTube
Now all of them all got a YouTube channel. All of them streaming to YouTube.
and streaming
So
on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So this is the era that we're in, and everything is in there. And then another thing I think too, speaking about myself, and I've seen other YouTubers just watch. I'm like, man, why you don't invest in the pot? I said, if you starting to get, and I said, if you starting to get the money, you should put a percentage back into your platform. And then
gotta
eventually,
do
because a
that.
lot of creators I know that we burn out because guess what? We doing everything. But I said, once that day come, when I'm making like 10 or 12, 20, 10 to $20,000 a month, a percentage of that gonna go to a mini team. I'm gonna start out small, then grow that. You know what I'm saying? So when I show up, I'm just showing up for the morning meetings and showing up to entertain the audience versus me showing up and doing everything. Because you get burned out, we got to do 20
That's
jobs.
so true. Yeah, you gotta know how to utilize your resources. You
And then when
don't
you get it, you got to
utilize
know
your
how to you
resources. Go ahead.
you have to. I'm honestly you have to because I don't want to do every. That's one thing I love about Tasha is that she have a team.
How big is
She don't do
Tasha's
everything by
team
herself.
for real? Because Tasha will let Tasha tell you she got like a team of 20 people, but I don't see these 20 people. I see Jasmine, I see her husband Shaq, and then I see the other guy Jason.
But when if she says she have a team, she probably have a lot of editors that post that research stories.
Mm,
She probably have a booker that help look for guests.
maybe,
She probably
yeah.
have a private investigator that do a little digging for stuff.
But I definitely think she got a private investigator.
So that's probably what she have. So you probably don't have people that you can see. Jasmine, of course, we know because she say Jasmine name.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Jasmine.
right.
Jasmine is
She
like,
said she
and
called
then shout out
Jasmine
to
her.
Jasmine because Jasmine was like, not to cut you off, so Jasmine was like, hey, Wiley, she's not lying. She like to watch your show and stuff like that. I said it's good. She still watches the show to this day. But you're not gonna be able to control me and kiss your butt unless I get the Storm and Roll package and I kiss it all day, kissing and licking.
Right.
Cause she can find me down
Exactly.
there right now, building up and all like that. I kiss it and lick and do everything else.
I-
But if you ain't give me the Storm
oh,
and Roll package,
Jesus.
you can forget about it. Cause Storm, and he feeling the results of he don't have that backing of Tasha K. He got to do everything himself.
It seemed like though.
But this is the thing. I'm
What
gonna
do you
say this,
think
and
the
I know I'm gonna get some
disconnect
pushback. And I
is?
know y'all ain't gonna like it, but I'm gonna say it. But Storm, when you was making that money, you should have had got you a team of people,
Yeah.
so you
I
don't
wonder
get
why
burnt
he
out.
didn't. I think maybe
They
because
waste
Storm don't
money. They
like to
get this
stay
money.
in
They
the.
waste it.
He don't like to stay in the same place long enough.
And
But
then you see Tasha K. I would have got a team. Let me. God is my witness. God know this because He see what I do behind the scenes. Once the money start coming in, get a team. Like it's
mm,
this one editor that I really want. And once I get this far money, I'll say, listen, I'm putting you on my team because he does good work. Because it's the help. And then the only thing you got to do is show up and just produce the content.
right.
I mean, just entertain. And then you do your morning meetings with your team. And then if you got somebody slacking, you fire them. You get people, get the right person in there. But you should get a team, especially because I'm just Storm. I'm only sharing this because Tasha put your business out there. She said he made $60,000 last month. This was years ago. He
Mm,
made 70,000. So with that, you can hire you a freelance editor and producer and social media manager to post for you
yeah.
to become a
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
because you trying to beat a machine, you're gonna burn out. Because you're trying to do
Yeah.
12 jobs, you one person.
It's something about his personality. I think he don't trust a lot of people. I
Well,
don't
he
really trust
trusted
anybody.
Tasha. It's not
And
about
I think,
trust. It's
and maybe
about.
since he got burned in that situation, he don't really. It's something about him. He definitely has a guard up. I feel.
And then I think I'm just saying like if I was in his shoes and making that money, I will invest and get a team of people.
Yeah, no, I think that's an excellent suggestion. That's definitely an excellent analysis because
Camera,
he
lights.
does well, on his own, but you can't manage everything. Like I said, I keep going back.
Because you
You
get
can't
burned
be a
out. And then
jack.
people say,
Yeah,
why
you
he don't
can't be a
post
jack
every
of
day?
all
Why he
trades.
don't he's burnt out.
Yeah, and you want to have a life. He
Then
should
you want to
have
have a life. See if you have
videos
a team and
scheduled.
all and then again, I don't want I'm gonna say this and I know I'm gonna get some pushback. I don't want to work so hard. I gotta wake up. Oh y'all, I just woke up and do it. Like Tasha, she woke it looked like she was in a deep sleep. She the line, she have to work so hard, but she in all that debt.
Yeah,
See,
she
I
actually.
want to work hard. I want to work hard and then get the fruits of my labor and keep the majority of the fruit, not giving my fruit to Cardi.
But then you're not right now. You don't want to have to pay Cardi, but you do have to pay a team.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying because you do have to pay, so you got to pay your tax bill. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that you do have to
that's
pay some
true.
stuff, but just paying just unnecessary debt that was
Yeah, no,
unnecessary.
that's ridiculous. That was unnecessary, but that's Tasha's ego. You could never let your
Yeah, you can't have no
ego
ego like that. But
get
one
in
thing
the
I do,
way.
I'm not gonna laugh at her, and I probably did, but I'm learning from her. I'm like, okay, got to be careful. So I know if I get a cease and desist, I'm gonna take down the video.
Right.
Or a smart person will talk to your attorney that
Right.
you
Do
put on a
that first.
retainer and
Do
ask
that
them,
first.
is this a fight worth? If this a battle worth fighting? Is I'm in the right legally? Because you could be in a case legally, you should have that video up. You can. You ain't did nothing wrong.
Right.
But in Tasha K point, obviously she did something. She didn't listen to counsel. She probably and she had the wrong attorney because she said, she said, I hired a criminal defense. You don't do that. But she didn't know. But I learned to this day. I'm like, when I have the money, I know what team who I want to hire. Because you have to know these things.
Right.
Because you
You
never
do.
know, Queen or whoever. Thank you, Latavia, for coming in. Sis, love you. You
Hey,
never know when your
Tay.
time gonna come.
Right.
And I'd be damned if I finally bring it in good money and didn't invest it right and go right back to just making nothing.
Yeah, man, that's a big slap in the face. That's not the goal. The goal.
That's the biggest slap in the face. And then you working so hard and you barely bringing in nothing. I'm like, come on, no. Like you have to learn from it. Like Tasha, I'm learning from that. One thing I love that she have a team. She's a machine. She pushing out all this content, but with the results, you may have a good year, but most of that money got to go to you. All this debt. You're back in court, back in litigation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Yeah.
that. That's
Right.
just unnecessary. She didn't have insurance either. She didn't have that.
I blame Shaq. Because he let her do this nonsense. And somebody got to be watching the money. Somebody got to be watching the business. You can't do it all. Like, she is the talent behind the machine, her machine. So, she's got to really just focus on that. But when you're trying to watch this and watch that, she needs somebody that's going to advise her on what to do and what not to do that she trusts and listens to. But
And
she
then you
didn't
have
do
to
that.
listen. You have to
Right.
listen.
You got to
You can't
listen
be hard.
to.
You can't be hard headed. Like somebody said,
Right.
Wiley, did you hear Tasha's being sued again by Brad McKnight? Some bloggers are reporting. I did hear that Brad McKnight is suing Tasha, and he's suing. Damn, he was suing somebody else too. But I did hear about that. So that means you have to pay more money. I think she's smart enough. She probably just put her lawyers on retainer and just pay a
I
monthly
hope so.
fee and just like boom, 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 boom. So when legal
Right.
problems come up, they could just deduct that from her retainer account.
That's what she's saying. I don't think she did nothing wrong with Ryan McKnight, though. Like, all she
But
did
the
was
problem is
report.
whether she did something wrong or right, you still got to fight that,
Yeah, no, no, no. I get
and that's
that. I
just
just
money
don't think
going out
she'll
the
be
door.
successful in that situation.
And speaking about that, it's another woman, and this is sad. I learned this from Tasha. She said Brother Bilal is homeless. I don't know if y'all heard that. She
What?
said Brother Bilal is homeless, sleeping in his car. But Jada Pinkett Smith asking a judge to make Will Smith ex friend pay her 49,000 legal bill.
48,000?
The act
Yeah.
49,000 legal bill. The action successfully got part of Bilal $3 million emotional distress lawsuit tossed. Now she want him on the hook for legal fees. She's been getting it tossed. Jada Pinkett Smith has gone to on the offensive after convincing the judge to dismiss a significant portion of the $3 million emotional distress lawsuit filed against her by Bilal, described as a long time friend of her husband Will Smith. She now wants the court to order Bilal to pay roughly 49,000 in legal fees she incurred defending herself, according to court documents reviewed by TMZ. Jada Pinkett Smith attorney filed a motion this week seeking a $48,975 from Bilal. Her position, because she got parts of the case thrown out, he should bear the cost of the legal work that made it happen. Um, y'all know he's suing Bilal suing Jada Pinkett Smith for 2024 for emotional distress. Her story per TMZ was that he has been a long time friend of Will Smith and has been asking to help with damage control after the 2022 Oscar incident in which Will famously slapped Chris Rock live on the Academy Award stage. Bilal alleged that when Smith learned he was writing a memoir that would include previously undisclosed information, Jada and approximately 7 members of her entourage threatened him, which he had caused some serious emotional distress. He claimed he experienced weight gain, lost a romantic relationship, and was forced to flee the country. Jada Pinkett Smith has denied the allegation in prior court filings, calling the false, uncollaborated, and made to generate attention as part of an ongoing public campaign and harassment directed at her and Will. Per complex sources closest to the couple, Bruce told the People that the case is a money ploy, and a judge has since struck the emotional distress claims from the Bilal lawsuit. Um, Jada Pinkett Smith new motion argues that because those dismissed portions lack merit, Bilal should reimburse her for legal costs of fighting them. The broader case remain open. Other unresolved claims without original suit are still before the court. The judge expects to rule on the fee request in the upcoming weeks. Jada Pinkett Smith nor Bilal has publicly commented on the latest filing, but Tasha K says she have a sit down interview and he homeless. And let me say this, and I'm gonna, why in the world you put all this into Jada Pinkett Smith and you losing your funding? What type of money you get from Tasha K telling all your business? Because ain't no way
Yeah,
you should be
exactly.
homeless when you going on you building up Tasha K empire. That's just stupid. Because she should pay you at least about $15,000 to $20,000. All the interviews you did, all the time you went viral, you should not be homeless.
Right. Yeah. No. This is like a common occurrence, though. Haven't we seen this several times where people sell their soul to Tasha and end up in horrible situations? You know, like
It's
how
sad
many
when she said
times?
he sleep, and then I don't think she should have even shared that. Said, "Oh, Bilal's homeless, y'all. He sleep in his car." I don't think she should have shared that, but he probably shared it in an
She
interview.
shared that. Wait a minute. Tasha shared that he's homeless living in the
Yeah,
car.
Tasha shared it. Tasha shared it on her
Wow, ain't that
broadcast.
a slap in the face, though?
Yeah,
You, I'm homeless because I did an interview with you, boo. Well, I mean, he did it to himself. He absolutely did it to himself by going on her show, telling a bunch of stuff that you like. Will Smith is what, like, the biggest African American star in Hollywood, and you really think people love Will Smith? You know, we've all grown up watching Will Smith, so I can't see
And he talking about
himself.
the case too. So he talked about the case. He said he was able to question Jada and all this type of stuff. You shouldn't do that. Like, why talk about a case? Number one, you need to be looking for a job.
Right. And you're not gonna get no job going out
Not no
here.
job with celebrity culture. That's gone. But
Right.
he probably could do Uber, be a janitor, or Uber Eats and all that type of stuff, or Amazon. You know what I'm
He better
saying?
do something in that car while he
But versus you
living
going
in
on a
it.
Tasha K show, or you might as well be a host on Tasha K show, host your own show and get paid.
He don't have no real talent.
And you could just do a show just talking about Will Smith, how he smell when he goes to
He
the
could do
toilet,
a
who
YouTube.
he like to sleep with.
Yeah, he could do a YouTube channel like Gene Deal got a channel. He another one. You know, what's the other
Jaguar Wright
guy?
got a channel.
Jaguar Wright. You know, just go into that. Jaguar Wright making all kind of. I mean, I don't think she's making big money, but I do think she's made money and had some marginal success, just telling lies about people and acting crazy. That's basically what he's doing.
I'm just saying. So I'm just keeping it real.
Okay.
They say I don't think he's homeless. I think he's just saying that so Jada can't get he gonna get saying that you're homeless, but you have to again. It's just foolish to be trying to fight Jada and you saying that you're homeless. That's stupid. And another thing, I don't take him serious. You're trying to do interviews. Why don't you just take your day in court? Obviously, you're not smart enough to do this because you're losing. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
no names or no bloggers when I say this, but we're not gonna say no names. But we seen YouTubers that think they're attorneys and they're losing in court.
Uh huh.
That's why you have to hire an attorney that went to school, that passed the bar, and have experience. Because we have
Okay.
seen YouTubers and
Right.
people that think they're smarter than the justice system and getting a butt kicked.
You mean besides the person we was just talking about?
Yes, I've seen it.
Huh.
And it's just really, really sad. It's like you already losing. Just stop it. And then some
Oh.
this is one person, I'm not gonna say any
Right.
names.
Right. Right. Right.
They're
Right.
losing
Right.
so
I
they're
know.
losing so much in court. They're not even allowed to file no more stuff unless they get permission from the judge.
Really? I thought
That's
they
how
had to
bad they're
win
losing.
though. There was something that they won
That when
recently.
you become a fictitious litigant, like when you're known just filing like weird stuff, just getting thrown out, you become this.
Uh-huh.
You have to get permission by the court to file other paperwork.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you
No,
you
I was
you you
thinking you
need
was
to
talking about
stop.
Millie, but oh, right.
No,
That
I'm
other
just
nut.
no. I'm not talking about Milagro.
You
They say I
talking
don't
about the
believe he's
nut?
home. Oh, okay. Milagro was smart. What Milagro did, it actually worked in her favor. Uh,
Yeah.
she must work with the right person, might post in the right AI. Whatever she did, it worked
Right.
in her
Right.
favor.
Right. That's why I was
She got a
confused. I was
legal
like, wait, I
win.
thought she had to win recently.
No,
But yeah,
she
that
had a
other
legal
nut.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
other
You
people
can't
that won't say
file.
anything on that. But yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. You have to be. The court recognizes crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, especially if
A
you're black,
vectitious, yeah.
you can't go out here filing fictitious claims and making
Yeah, you
fictitious
can't do that.
claims.
It was another lawyer. Remember, y'all, it was another lawyer that got in trouble because he was filing AI stuff. He was filing stuff that it wasn't even. He was quoting court cases or previous cases that didn't exist. He got in trouble for that. The lawyer that was trying to sue Diddy, I forgot his name, Tyrone Blackburn.
Oh yes! Oh
He got
my God!
he got in trouble.
He not only
Mhm.
Tyrone. Now pause on that real quick. Tyrone Blackburn was really crazy. Yeah, he can't file anything else because he has filed so many fictitious claims. I don't know if he really believes the people that he's defending. Now, Lil Rod, I don't know. Lil Rod's story kind of sounds like it could have happened, but like the Sabrina, the one that sued Ti and Tiny. You
Mhm.
remember her? Sabrina
I remember her.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
remember
where
her.
are these hundreds of women that are willing to come forward? Well, where they at? And none of them came forward to talk about T.I. Tiny. None of them. Only her. So that was ridiculous. And he believed, I don't know, like, do you really believe these class? Because that was so
Well, my thing is this:
obviously
you have
obviously
to
a
go to
lie.
court, and a lot of times when it goes to court, they don't win nothing.
And let me say this: I believe Ti and Tiny are some freaks. I believe that.
But I
I
don't
just
think
don't.
I
I
don't.
think
I personally don't believe that they
we're
Ti
taking
and
advantage
Tiny
of
is just
people.
taking just our word like
Right,
assaulting.
right.
I don't believe that.
I think all the people that they get freaky with know what they doing when they
Know what
get
they're
down.
doing. I don't think
And made a
I don't.
choice to get down with the get down.
Yeah. Now, no, what Milagro won. Now she didn't. She still had to pay Megan legal fees. What we said that Milagro won when in the appeal, Megan was trying to say to the court that was trying to force Milagro to not talk about her, get a court order. The court said you can't do that because you are infringing upon Milagro's freedom of speech, and Milagro did not go to your concerts and trying to harass you and do all that type of stuff. So she won on that,
Yeah.
and she was trying to get the media thing thrown out. They're saying that Milagro is not media. That Milagro is still media, as according to the court. They agree with the lower court, the trial court on that, and they agree that Milagro can still talk about Megan. That she's not going to get an order to stop Milagro to talk about her. Like the judge, like no, you can't do that because you're a friend upon Milagro freedom of speech. And Milagro represented herself in the appeal process.
Yeah.
Because her lawyers dropped her
Right.
because they couldn't afford. She couldn't afford to pay them. You got to pay these people and all that. And in the appellate court, then when you do appeals, that's like a specialized type of lawyer that know, and then that's more money.
Exactly.
It costs money, and she don't have the money like that. According to her, if she had it, she would have kept her lawyers. But she did good. She
Hey, you ain't
represented
got no
herself, and she
money.
got definitely go in.
Right, you don't got no money, you better go to Chat GPT Law and
You
put
got to
your
go to
case in
ChatGPT
there.
law, and you got to hope that you use it right and verify and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, now that's one thing you have to verify things, and I think people should just use ChatGPT for inspiration. Personally, like if you can't, like, say if you're writing an essay or something, you could put the topic in and you could get an essay, but then you could take that information and research it further, and then you'll
I
have,
agree.
better
It's like a
information.
point you have to consider to your. You just kind of depend on that
Right.
source information. You have to go and do more digging, and then there's other AI tools. You need to see if it all matches
Right.
up.
Now, let me
You know,
tell y'all about this. Any students, because, I got my master's a couple of years ago and AI wasn't out. But what was out was the paraphrase tool. So you can use, it's like I use Quillbot, Quillbot. And Quillbot, what you can take the information from ChatGPT, put it through Quillbot, and they'll give you a new paragraph. But
what was the
still,
name of that
even
again?
It's Quillbot, Quillbot. So
Okay,
yeah, I meant to tell you that too, Wiley. I've been meaning to tell you that. Like, yeah, you can
you
go to
make sure you text me this.
ChatGPT.
Okay, that.
I will.
I think we got somebody back. So let me make sure. Jada, that's you. Hello, JD, there.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you hear
Hello,
me?
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
well, okay.
Oh, you probably got to go out and go back
Oh,
in.
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay. If you, yeah, but what would you want to say,
Who,
Jada?
me?
Go ahead. No, if you can hear me, go ahead. What you want to say?
Can everybody else hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great. So first off, I would like to say hello, Wiley. How you doing?
Doing good today.
And secondly, hey Queen B More, how you doing?
I'm
Can everybody?
well, thank you. How are
Oh,
you?
I can hear y'all now. Great. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you for coming live this morning. I actually prefer your morning shows. Like, I don't know what about the mornings. It's just a lot peaceful, and I'm able to catch up. I just have a couple of things to say, and then I'll jump back down in the butches. Um, I'm I'm kind of confused on why DL. Well, the first topic DL Whisper. I'm kind of confused on why DL Whisper lawyer decided to remove himself from the case. It makes me think, like, is there more going on to the case that we don't know about that's very surface level. Like I feel like we only getting surface level information because I cannot see him doing 20 years of or just doing years in prison behind like internet mess. Like I just feel like there's maybe 3 years. I know one of the people in the audience was like, it's 3 years per case, so that's why they said, which kind of makes sense.
But they
But
offer him 10 years probation.
but
And he rejected it.
I feel like he did the right thing. I don't know. I feel like maybe he should have took it and then worked on fighting it outside because there's only so much you can do while being in prison on
Well,
trying
you
to
can't
fight your
appeal.
case.
Once you take a deal, you forfeit your right to appeal a case.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like he should have took the deal and try to fight for it outside. But to me, I feel like
Now,
being
one thing he could talk with his lawyer while he try to fight is try to get a motion and try to get bail. Get a lawyer, try to argue to get him bail. He need to get a good attorney and try to do that. But
well,
it
I
will
feel like
probably
he
be
do need to get. I feel like he do need to get a bail because baby, he did not off anybody. There's before they locked up that before. I mean, everybody get a bond. I'm sorry, everybody get a bond. He did not delete anybody. That's the thing. Like there was nobody really like deleted in this whole situation. I mean, yeah, he did pass by the girl house, but I mean, come on now. You have I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of OD in the situation. It started making me think like there's something more going on. But as quiet as it kept, DL Whisper, he looks a little different, but bro look happy. I don't know who a Big Bubble is standing in the back, staring at his camera the whole time. I don't know that's his new man or what. But he looked like he's happy and he looks like you know, he don't look like nothing that really changed besides him being bald headed underneath that do rag or whatever. But I do want him to get out of jail. I don't feel like he should be in there. I feel like the years and the crime don't really fit. Like I do, yes, he was wrong. Everybody was wrong, but I feel like get that man like 2 years probation, community service, and kind of wrap this up. I feel bad for the people out there paying all that taxpayers' money to over this mess. But I just wanted to ask you a question, Wiley. If he goes to trial, how long do you think that? How long? Like, if you was a judge, or if you was in that situation, or just whatever, based off of your experience with just dealing with courts and all that jazz, how long you think if he's convicted? How long you think he gonna get in there? Do you think he'll get the full 20 or 10 if with good behavior?
probably 10 or more. Because if they offer him 10 years probation, the prosecutor, they're going to fight to give him a decade or more because they're going to retaliate because it's a such thing. If you go to trial and lose, is they're going to retaliate, meaning like you should have took that deal. They're not going to give him like 10 years probation as sentencing. He will get prison time. If not 10 years, they may give him 6 years. They may give him 5 years. I don't think they will give him 20. I will be shocked as hell if they would give him 20. I think he would get somewhere close to 10 years in prison, maybe 6.
Real quick, will he come back with? Will they come back with another deal? I'm not. That's the part I'm not. Really
That's up to his attorney. The state already gave him a deal. He rejected it. The thing that's messing up the deal, Whisperer, is he's still talking about this case, saying that it's mistreatment, saying that it's. I think he need to be quiet and just say, "Hey, y'all, just pray, put money on my books. Don't talk about the case." Because you don't want them to say, okay, you rejected this, we're going to pull the deal, and you take your chance at trial. Because they can always reject the deal. Now, his new lawyer can negotiate, but it's up to the state. The state got a lot of power. Prosecutors got a lot of power. They could give a deal, they could reject the deal. You know what I'm saying? So, but he rejected the 10 years probation. So with that being said, it's not really bad to be on probation for 10 years if you don't smoke, drink, commit a new crime. You know what I'm saying? But he probably smoked weed. And on probation, they test you for drugs and stuff like that. And
I'm like, because his following his following, I'm pretty sure, would have helped pay that probation. I mean, his
Yeah, of
GoFundMe
course they would. He have
did
a
move
strong
up.
platform. So I just think it will. I understand why he probably did it because he got a lot of people like the T.S. Madison, the Dominiques, and others. They're probably will be calling. Can you imagine how many people are going to be calling that probation officer with stuff? It's going to be a
Yeah,
mess.
but what was so crazy is Dominique. You know, I don't know if it's just an algorithm thing, but I get on Facebook, all of a sudden I'm starting to see Dominique videos and stuff, and now all of a sudden she's talking about DL men and stay away from them and this and that. I'm like, well, that's the same thing DL Whisper was saying. Like, what's the difference? Only thing is that when you started coming for him for talking about DL men, he hit you below the belt and was like, girl, go fight them charges. You stealing. You a thief. You can't say nothing to me. You know? So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's something deeper. And I know if I was stealing from the government and I was saying like, oh, I'm collecting this government funded money to help black women to do this and that. And the whole time I'm taking money that was meant to help out black women. And I'm taking that money to get a BBL and new teeth and cars and mansions to make myself look like something so I can get inside of an elite circle. And I feel like somebody's getting too close to my business. Yeah, I'm going to do whatever it takes to silence you. I can't delete you, but I'm going to find out ways to silence you, whether it's financial or figuring out a way to get the legal system involved to lock you up. So
Who did that?
that's what I feel like is deeper. It gotta be
And then
deeper.
I think also too because I had 2 restraining orders against me. I did not violate those restraining orders. So he violated.
Mhm.
And the only thing I was doing in my restraining to talk about family, cussing them out on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But once you get a restraining order, you can't talk about it for two. I had one for 200 that I had. I couldn't talk about it for 2 years. So and I researched
But
on
how
there.
do
If you
you feel
violate,
up
you can go to
saying
jail.
people is still running with that narrative saying that Tasha was the reason why he got locked up?
Well,
Very, very,
Tasha
very,
talked
very, very
about
clear that it didn't have nothing to do with him. That it didn't have nothing to do with her. So
he started
everybody
sharing
keeps
her
saying he
videos.
violated. What did he violate?
I believe, from my understanding, I could be wrong. And again, I got to go to court, maybe verify this. They
Who
said he
got the
shared
court documents?
the court document was expensive. Get all them court
Oh,
documents.
okay.
It was expensive. They want you to pay for all them. If y'all doing that, we can get all of them to read.
Does anybody know who Docu Things is? He always be having people.
Maybe we need to ask him to post the court documents and see if he can go grab the
Maybe
court
we
documents.
could bring him onto the show.
We can ask him about it. But they said he posted. They said he reposted the interview on his page. That's what I heard.
Mm,
And you know you
okay.
can't be doing that once you get the order. It may not seem nothing, but they can turn criminal. And
Yeah, because
unfortunately,
everybody keeps saying he violated. And then they were saying it was Tasha. And then when he came out and said it ain't had nothing to do with her, and now everybody's talking about what he
but
violated.
then Tasha said I should have
Nobody's
warned him
saying
not to
what he
share.
violated.
Tasha said I should have warned him not to share stuff on his page about this our interview. Share what because she did a video
She did
about
say that.
saying that T.S. Master gonna get arrested, criminal charges coming soon, and Dio Whisper shared that to his page.
Okay.
And they said that's how he got caught up. He should have did that because you can't communicate, you can't post about the person, none of that. And he should have known that. He claimed to be so smart. That's like not to do that because once you get caught up, once you have somebody that's after you and you got the paper, they already got the restrainer, you can't talk about post about them at all. And that's the thing that messes him up. And I think that he not gonna be able to stop not talking about T.S. Mass for 10 years. I'm not gonna say no names of people on this broadcast, but there has been other people that have gotten restraining orders against them, and they have slipped up and tried to miss work. You can't, and they trying to get out of that because they know, man, I want to talk about this person, but you can't do it. thank God I never got a restraining order against me about certain individuals and stuff like that. But I'd have been smart enough to know
Wiley, you
not
did
I would have
it.
been I would have been smart enough not to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it could
Okay.
have been I could have had a restraining order against me, not necessarily though. Let me make this plain because I never pulled up to nobody's house,
Right, that part.
never showed up
That's
Right.
to
where he
nobody's
crossed the
event.
line.
I'm just talking. Now, if I
Yeah,
had got
you
on
was
the
just
flight, I'm gonna use an
running your mouth.
example. If I got on the airport on a flight, went to Armand Wiggins' house,
Right,
come outside, then he need to get that restraining order, and it would have been granted.
right. That's the
But you
difference.
can't talk about them. And then
You
one
know
person got a
who?
restraining order
I
against
don't mean to
DOS
cut
for
you
10
off.
years, a lifetime.
You
He
know,
can't talk about
Armand should have got a restraining order against that girl who had hired that PI to watch him. Remember when he had a boyfriend? They was you remember that?
who was that?
When the girl had somebody watching Armand and she was like sending the
Oh
pictures
yes.
around for other
Oh,
people
and
to
she
about it.
Oh, that
sent me
weird chick in LA? Was it a weird chick in
right.
LA?
I forgot her name. Lord, I forgot this lady's name. But
He
she
should have got
sent
a
me a
restraining
picture.
order against that person.
She had a private and she took pictures, had the private eye take pictures of her mind. He was sitting out having dinner or lunch or so. They was outside. And she said, you need to post it. I never posted it. I sent it to her mind because I'm like, this is too much. I'm not doing it. You're not gonna have I'm smart enough. I'm not gonna do your dirty work. You do your own dirty work.
Right.
Cause then if I put it out there, Queen and Jada, they're gonna say, I hired the and I'm stalking. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not, you're not gonna no.
You already
She
know.
DM'd me and say when India Armand called and I sent it to Armand Wiggins. I sent what I have. And she said, you should put it out. I said, no, I'm not putting it out. I'm not putting it out because you do that. And then I can report on it and be like, hey, but I'm not gonna be because what the public gonna say, I hired a private eye to go
Yep.
and then they probably won't even say private. They'll say I flew to California and take pictures and all this
Right.
stuff. Like, no.
Remember when you moved to Vegas and people and even Armand, everybody was like, "Oh, he's moved to Vegas to stalk me."
To stalk, right?
It was the dumbest thing.
And y'all
Like, one
do
of the
know,
dumbest
yeah,
that
Black
was
T
just
Blog. That was her
flying
name, Black
around
T
was
Blog.
saying that she was stalking Armand from
Because y'all do
Homelessness.
know Vegas and California, Nevada and California is two different states. No, why would I go do that? No, I went there to stay with someone and stuff like that. And if I could do it all over, I would have stayed in Texas. I'd have went to Catholic. I'd have probably did like a GoFundMe to help me stay in that apartment. But no, I didn't go
And
there to stalk
everybody
nobody.
owe you an apology. Everybody owe you an
Okay, but they
apology because they
sure
swore
put that
up
out
and
there.
down you were going to Vegas to stalk Armand, and that was the furthest from the truth.
It
They
was
really do owe
further
you
from
an
the truth.
apology. They need to kiss your feet.
Okay, that's further from the truth. He was in Chicago. When did Armand? He came to Chicago right before my grandmother passed. He came to Chicago because it's not meant for us to meet each other yet, but one day we will meet. Because my grandmother passed, he came to Chicago. She passed maybe that Saturday. I forgot the time. Oh no, she didn't pass. She was dying, and I said, yeah, but he said I already left. I was like, oh, okay, it's not meant for us to see each other yet, but one day we will meet. And it would be on good terms. But I never want to meet somebody and try to fight them and stuff like that. That's not in my character. Even when I met 82, we didn't fight. We sat there. One of my producers actually called the karaoke place to put his name down to do karaoke because he wanted to sing. He can't sing. I don't know who told that man he can sing. He cannot sing. And he losing gambling,
Oh
just
my
losing and
God.
gambling and stuff like that. He cannot sing. But of course
He got a nice voice.
he wanted to come
Yeah.
see me
He has
again.
a voice.
I want to come see you too, baby. He wanted
Queen
to come see my
I know
What can
y'all
I
don't like
say?
AT2. I'm
he,
not saying he's a singer. I'm
he
just
can't.
saying he has
That man got out there. He up there singing some Neo. Now again, I effed up the song. What about your friends? I didn't know the lyrics. I was excited. Then I started doing my comedy stuff. Then a dude started following us to the gay club and stuff like that. And because I said, we going to the gay club after this. It was a hot mess. And then Couture was up there dancing and so it was a fun time. It was a vibe. And then 82 was up there
Sort of
before. He was
he
doing
was
some
sort of
singing.
in
He
a
can't
long
sing. I don't
time.
know why he got up this. And then he was losing and gambling, losing.
I know y'all don't like
Yeah, and
82.
I'm
then
trying to get
I'm
a.
old enough.
Kenya, and then with Kenya Moore, I feel like Kenya, she should be embarrassed. She should really be ashamed because how you just let your salon, how you just let them people do that to your salon. You know, she really worked. If anybody watch Atlanta Housewives, you know, she really worked hard for that salon. You know, she really put in a lot of blood and sweat into making that salon what it is. So for her to be behind on her payments to where they're throwing her stuff out as if they're in the PJs, you know, it's embarrassing. And then instead of her like just staying quiet about it, she she want to like post videos or make comments, making it seem like she's off somewhere doing something fabulous and spending money and this, that, and the third. But I'm like, okay, if you spent over 80,000 K in renovations on making that suite look like something, why do you feel like the landlord should like cut you some slack or y'all should renegotiate about how much you're paying in rent?
It
Like you
was
should
in
have
her
bought your own
contract.
salon. You should have bought your own salon. You should have got your own stuff. You thank you. You should have did your own thing because I be darned if I move into an apartment unit, decorated, take out the faucets and do all this stuff to it, and then go to the apartment landlord and be like, well, I painted, I pulled the rugs up, I put rugs in it. I changed out the water, the kitchen fixtures, and I feel like because I put this much into decorating this apartment here and renovating it, y'all should cut my rent down to $100 a month. No, that's
It
not
was
how that
actually in
works.
her
If you want to
contract.
renovate and make something feel like yours, you need to get your own stuff. You need to get
Well,
your own
okay, let me
building. I
just
don't
say
know
this.
how that works. I'm telling
Yeah, every day people, build out salons. They rent a space, they build out salons. That's just really how it's done in that industry. Very few people own the building that their salon is in, but or business period. Like you move into a shopping mall or a strip mall or whatever. That's what you have to do. Could she have bought her own building and built that out? Yeah, but that would have been even more money. So,
I
but you
seen
do.
people
I
get like
understand your
little
point.
tiny
I,
homes, little like
like
little
I
shacks and stuff
understand your
and
point
motorize
about.
it.
Yeah, I get your point about having your own. That's an option too. So I do understand your point about that. But she didn't, at this point. But it was in her contract
Mm-hmm.
that she would get reimbursed the $80,000. Now, why, the judge is going to go against her and what's in the contract, I don't know, but it happens every day to Black women across the country every day. You know what I'm saying?
And,
So,
and also too with
I'm
the contract too, you have to make sure that it's a strong enough contract. Because just because you have a contract don't mean it's going to be granted in court.
right, right, right.
Because
And
how
Yeah.
that's
many
what I
times
think
people
happened
sign
to her.
prenups and the prenups get thrown out?
Right. And I think that's what happened to her. You
Dawn
know what I'm
out.
saying? Like
Yeah.
I think a
Yeah.
white man going against a
So
black
like let
woman.
me ask you this, Queen B More. Like, okay, if you were a salon owner in that situation, would you have continued to pay the rent court for try to fight in civil court for the reimbursement? Like how like as a
I think
businesswoman,
that
I don't yeah, as
like
a
like
businesswoman
for
or just as a
yeah,
grown woman, period, how would you have handled the situation?
right. I definitely wouldn't cut my losses a long time ago in this situation and just taken what I had and relocated to and downsized or what have you. But I'm not Kenya. I can't speak for her. I don't know why she chose exactly to not cut her losses. I do think she was trying to fight. And I think that, Kenya, that's Kenya's personality to fight. You know what I mean? So, and that's all she's been doing her entire life, considering
Mhm.
her upbringing. You know what I mean? So, I think, and I'm not
Right.
sure, I'm not
Yeah.
her. You know, I'm just from the outside looking in. I'm like, she probably was like, no, this white man gonna give me my money. He gonna do what he said he was gonna do, and he found a loophole and a way to get around it. And should she have been more diligent? Yes. Should she have made sure her receipts and everything were in beforehand? Yes. But she probably had contractors. Like, honestly, I'm thinking, like, say, um, because I work in construction, right? I write estimates all day long. So we might say, I see homeowners every day say, um, yeah, I've been paid out by the insurance company, because they'll write an estimate and they'll say this job is worth, say,
Mhm.
$5,000, but I can get my contractor to do it for $3,000 and I can pocket the other 2,000. So what Kenya probably did was say, well, it costs $20,000 to do this, but then she had a contractor that she knew on the side that did it for 15. And that's probably what kept, that's probably where there was able to
Mhm.
be some kind of loophole for the contract, I mean, for the landlord. I'm not sure, but I think that may have been what happened.
Someone said in the comments, Kenya did not uphold the contract. She never submitted the paperwork showing the cost of the changes. Michelle read the court documents. Stop defending Kenya when she is wrong. She is not a victim. And someone says she's not a hairstylist. She doesn't need a salon. Her hair products is
And I
enough.
said
I
that.
don't think it's wrong to try something different. Sometimes we fall. So again, if
Right.
that makes
Sometimes
sense,
we
I
fall.
No,
remember
I agree with that.
Yeah.
with that comment, and I want to say this because, like, except for you have a slum landlord and you withholding your rent and you start doing the repairs yourself, you have to put the money in a certain account or have show
Escrow.
evidence and
Right.
proof, and you have to file the court, tell the courts, and I
Right. The
think you have
money
to,
should have been put in escrow, and she
yeah, you're
probably
supposed to put an
didn't do
escrow
that.
account because just because, so you got to make sure everything is done illegally.
Right.
And I think if you don't submit the proper paperwork, I mean, it's your word against his word. I mean, you
Right.
got
And
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
about
I'm
I
saying. Like, she
I
probably
get
didn't
it.
submit the paperwork because she probably took had a $80,000 worth of work done that only cost her 50. You see what I'm
right.
saying?
Mhm.
So
And then if you
Put
don't,
in
I
and then
think
if you
that's
don't
put
why.
show the
one on.
receipts and the price that it is, that I mean, hey, you could just be
And ain't
throwing
no
it out
contractor
your
gonna
name.
put their name on the line and say I really did it for 80. You know what I mean? She probably couldn't get a contractor to say, "Oh yeah, I did it for 80." When the receipt shows she only did it for 50.
But
Yeah,
my
you know what
my
I'm
whole
saying?
thing is my whole thing is I just felt like, you know, hell, I wouldn't want nobody going into my place of business or even where I lay my head at and throw all my belongings on the street where people could just walk past it, look at it. Man, I don't know, maybe try to take some of it while I'm off all the way in another city or state. Like, if I knew all this was going on, I would have moved my stuff out in the middle of the night. I would have took back all my renovations. I would have tore all that stuff up out of there. I would have took it all out. I would not
She
have
definitely should have taken this
allowed
stuff out knowing what was
people
going
to just
on.
throw all my stuff
I
out.
thought she, but I
Like,
thought
come
she
on,
has been
man.
moving stuff out, and then there was a U-Haul truck there, so possibly she did know and had the U-Haul truck there. Because I was like, shit, if I was in Atlanta, I'd just be like, all right, Kim, I'm gonna go get your stuff for you, when you get back, here you go. But
Right.
but I
Someone
think
said
there
that
was a
Ken
U-Haul.
said something about people hair, like her hair, like said something about maybe somebody in the chat. I read on the neighborhood talk that someone said that Ken was talking about talking about certain people hair types and how her products only were people that doesn't have quote unquote air quote nappy hair. I don't know if anybody
I
in the
doubt she
chat
said
heard
that. Now
that.
that would
I've
be
never
that.
heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard that, and that would be like career suicide. So why would she say that? Anybody can say that somebody said anything. I can tell you that Kenya said that she
Mm-hmm.
loved everybody, and everybody is her best friend. I could say that. I could say that she said that. Don't make it true.
Right, right. Nah, you're right, you're right. And but I thought that was crazy with the whole with all her stuff getting put out.
Yeah, she
And
shouldn't have been
then
got her stuff
it
out
was
early.
something else that y'all was talking about too. Um did anybody hear about, is Diddy out of prison or no?
I doubt it, because that would be all across the headlines. That'd be popping up on our
No,
phones
Wiley,
he's
your
every
not
mic
out.
is
news
on
break.
mute.
No,
Oh.
he's not out. But when he get out, it would be news. I
Mm-mm.
think he probably would get out according to the update next year, September,
Did they
if everything
rule on
goes.
whether or not
Okay,
this
and
last?
Nosy Ho. One more thing about Milagro situation with Nosy and Nosy Ho and all that. I think Megan was trying to get Milagro off the internet, kind of like how Nicki Minaj was able to get Nosy Ho off the internet. It's like ever
Oh,
since Nicki Minaj and Milagro, I mean, ever since Nicki Minaj and Nosy Ho went back and forth, and they went to court and everything got settled there. It's like you kind of really you. It's like Nosy Ho really fell off. Like you know, you barely hear about her. She's not in the blogs. She's not in the algorithm like she was at one point in time. And I feel like with the whole thing with the whole Milagro piece, I hope that everybody don't look at that and be like, oh, you know, if I ever get sued, I'm just gonna be my own attorney. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do that. I feel like the only reason why Milagro won her case and why she had to pay just a little sum of something is because certain things wasn't done correctly on Megan Thee Stallion's side. Like how you have to give people warning before you just gut punch them. You can't just gut punch them and be like, well, you should know better. No, you have to give people warnings. So I feel like that's the only reason why Milagro case is one of those case studies where people can study the case. And then Tasha K, I feel like that's a learning experience too, because people can look at both things about what both parties did to kind of
Actually,
land them in that situation.
Megan team should have looked at Cardi's situation and been like, well, let's serve a cease and desist. They did more than one for Tasha K.
Yeah.
They gave Tasha. People forget this. They get Meg Cardi team gave Tasha multiple warnings,
Yeah, she did.
letters to take it down. She ignored them all. The judge told Tasha, "You should settle." This is before trial. She
mm-hmm.
ignored that. The judge said, "If you go to trial, you're going to lose." She ignored that. Then when they went to trial and saw how bad her lawyer was, you need to go back to the first year in law school. So Tasha had multiple chances, and that's where Megan's team should have looked and said, "Okay, we got," because again, a lot of YouTubers we're now getting known as media,
Yeah.
as being
Yes.
a media outlet. I think we need to be careful rushing and saying all that stuff because we're not by the FTC, the FCC. We're not under that umbrella. Like we free to do whatever and say whatever. We're not under like the FCC. Now, if we was under FCC, it'd be more rules. So we got to be careful. You know, us celebrating. Yeah, we new media. Then the FCC, then they changed the law and say YouTube is held to the same standard as newspapers, as radio hosts. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
and that'll really change. Eventually, that's going to happen because everybody's moving to YouTube,
Yeah, that is true.
and the government going to be like, "Oh, y'all going to be by the FCC now, by those same rules and regulations."
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely do agree.
Because that's what we still because if I was on the radio, it's a lot of things we can't be on that cussing, you can't be on that threatening nobody, and you gonna get sued quickly if you drag a person, say stuff that's not true. You're gonna get lawsuits out of the Whitworth, and then
Well, I mean, it's kind of
they can
like
pull your
that
stuff
now.
too. They can
And
pull you off the
it's kind of like that now. Even when I think Armand he released a show and he was saying like no, I'm lying. He was on Station Head, not Station Head. He was on Spaces, and he was saying how you know how certain opportunities have been blocked and how certain people said they couldn't like book him for certain major things because of what he may have said in the public on his platform, either about standing with Nicki Minaj or just his disdain for certain rap people in the industry. And so even though you may not be technically getting sued or whatever the case may be legally, you still people still can use what you say and stop your bag, and
Absolutely.
still try to
It's
prevent.
called being brand safe. When you try to go mainstream, there are rules in that system. There are rules there. And um and then you may have some advertisers, I don't want to work with him. Remember
Mm-hmm.
Armand said this, it was Claudia brought an opportunity to Armand and they say and then they pulled out because they didn't want Armand to do it. They say he's not brand safe.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think he even admitted and said it on the show. And that's just the game of it. Like it's okay to like do these type of shows, drag a celeb and all that. But when you try to move into that mainstream space, it's a different type of ball game. It's a
Right.
different type of ball. But if you have a boss like Kathy Hughes see you and can book you, because when you're an owner, you can make your own rules. Because she saw Lonnie B in DC hosting, and she saw him getting all these applause. Like, who is this dude? And what did she do? She hired him to work on Saturdays on this show. The show gonna come out is today. It's gonna air today at 1 p.m. on DC time. So, but that's not in every case. That's not in every case because you can also try to get into these spaces and be like, oh no, I don't like what you said in this episode. I don't like what you do on your show. It's not a good brand for our station. But if you get but then you got to keep going because you may get in that room with Kathy Hughes to be like, no, I want you. You're talented. You're gifted. We're gonna give you time on Sunday. You know. So it's that's just the way it is when it comes to the business. That's why it's important to own your own stuff and build your own empire instead of asking everybody else for permission. That's
Kind
one
of
thing I
like
learned from Tyler
we
Perry.
did.
Tyler Perry built his own. You know what I'm saying? And he
Mhm.
licensed his stuff. He owns his own IP. He owns that he licensed stuff to these people, but he owns the content.
Right, right. And as far as like with Storm, about Storm not posting as much content, I think Storm has a regular job. Which ain't nothing wrong with a
Ain't
person
nothing wrong
working
with that.
9 to 5 and doing
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
content. And like I don't know, I just feel like I just feel like he has a regular job. Like I feel like he does this and work a job. I
I
remember
don't
one
blame
time
him.
he was on live and he said, there's nothing wrong with people doing Uber or Lyft and all that stuff. So or working at Amazon. So I feel like he has like a second job outside of like YouTube because it just ain't no way. Like Wiley, if you were doing your show in a kitchen in front of a refrigerator, you know how many people will use that as a dig and eat and try to eat you up by like saying like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I think that he's working and like doing YouTube at the same time, which I feel like is not a bad thing.
It's
But I
it's
would
it,
probably like
it
kick myself in the butt if I was making like allegedly like 60K 1 month or
you
hell. Yeah,
yeah
hell,
yeah.
you could pay 10K a month. I'll probably be there all my life, you know? So
It's but
I know
again
that
when
probably his
in business and I learned this from Roland when you're making the money you got to keep your costs low because you got to think for the next 6 months, the next 8 months, the next year. You know what I'm saying? You may have a slow time. You know anything about YouTube? It fluctuates. And I think a lot of YouTubers, I'm using Storm as an example, and he could correct me if I'm wrong. He could call me right now and say, "Oh, that's a lot of." I drop the link for him too. I just think when he was making that money, he started wasting it and traveling, and he had rented out a house. I think it was like a 4 bedroom house. What the hell you rent out a full 5 bedroom house and it's just you?
right.
Then he got into that expensive high rise in Georgia. I'm only sharing again. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but $6,000-7,000 per month. Why do that? $8,000 per rent. Like Like
Right.
because now that the YouTube checks got real low, now you got to go back, and it's good because he got degrees, so he ain't got no criminal record. He got degrees. I think he got his bachelor's and his master's, so that's a good thing. And there's nothing wrong going back to work. But one thing I'm learning is when I start making the $60,000, it's no excuse for me to go back to work. I can leverage that into, you know what I'm saying, and keep the costs low. And I learned that from Kiki Palmer when she said she lived below her means. So
Storm
it's
been
nothing.
posting a
I'm
lot
just
more
saying. And
recently,
if
though.
huh?
He been posting a lot more recently, so I don't know if he has a job or
Yeah, he's
not.
been
But
posting a lot more, and I think he had some problems too on his page. People was trying
oh
to take him
yeah,
down. He couldn't
they
post for a
struck
long
his
time,
channel. Yeah, like 3 months, right?
like a couple of times, then multiple times.
Yeah. Did they ever find out who was striking his channel?
And
But
he and he,
I wonder who is kicking him after I wonder who keep doing that though.
you would never know unless somebody come out and say it. You would never know because they never tell you.
Because when I look, he ain't
You
post
think
he
it
ain't
was
posting time. He
Tokyo
when I look at his
Pokio?
stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he ain't coming in line in like what two between like what did he go live yesterday? Because the video I'm seeing is something from like 5 days ago.
I don't know if he went live yesterday. He's been going live though consistently, and he been putting out videos. You know how like he'll go live and then he'll chop that video up. So he's been doing that consistently, like every every day.
I know he going live today because it's his birthday today. He said birthday
Oh
celebrations
yeah,
today, and then he
right.
went live 2 days ago, and
And then
then
he
from
been
that
selling them
5 days
Are you
yesterday.
gonna
classes and
purchase his
stuff.
book?
Yeah, he's
Are
been
you gonna
promoting
purchase his
his
book,
book.
Wiley?
No, thank you. You said his book? No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Because he done this before, and none of his clients were successful.
Now he's just doing
He said
like
he said
master
he has
classes.
a non-fictional he said he has a fictional book about like celebrity secrets
It
and
was a bunch of
celebrity stuff.
AI. It was done by AI. Because one of my subscribers said it was AI.
What? How you know it was
They
So
done
said he
by
got the same
AI?
idea from Chelsea, and it was
AI?
AI.
What?
Mhm.
I mean, people are putting out all kinds of stuff from AI, so
I'm about
It's
to
like,
do
and I
me a
know
book.
it's times it's hard, but my thing is this: don't have me taking your course. You already at a low point in your career right now. Then you sell a course. You should have done that when you was hot.
Yeah.
And to be clear, the manual is flying people out to your house because this is how Storm got successful. I'm just saying, I know people, oh, I think you're a hater. I'm not a hater. But Tasha flew him to Georgia, bought his mama a bed, painted his walls, hooked up the equipment, taught him how to do all that stuff. That was the blueprint. Taught him how to do thumbnails. That was if you ain't doing a course like that, flying people out to your house, teaching me stuff and all that, blah.
they
You have
ain't
to
gonna.
make a star. So make
I
me
almost got this
believe that
person
he can
back.
sell and be a good teacher because he haven't made no star. Name me one person that became just this star. Now Love Jones
And
she just
I'm
created,
starting to
I can
notice
say
a
Love
lot of
Jones, and we love
oh
Love
yeah,
Jones over here.
that's the Diana Ross
Oh
wig lady,
Lord,
right?
I can't stand that girl. Why?
But
Is she
who
pretty?
else?
That's
Mm-mm.
And Love Jones, she
it.
just
But
used
I'm starting
Storm.
to
She
notice
didn't even
like
give
a
no.
lot of YouTubers.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Jada. I'm
Yeah.
about to be messy, but go ahead, Jada. You said a lot of YouTubers.
No. It's your show. A lot of YouTubers are starting to do that whole course thing. Sign up for my course. It's one YouTuber. She all she do is talk about Cardi B all day. People keep telling her she gonna get sued, but she hosting like a 2-day course class, And I'm like, how do you expect for people to learn about how to navigate through YouTube and how to generate an audience that's going to make them go in their pockets and support your channel to where they can use this as their livelihood? How can you teach that in 2 days? Some manual book, you're giving out a manual book and then you're talking for 1 day. How, like, and people are really spending $180 just to listen to somebody talk and to get an ebook because they under the impression that this book is gonna garnish people. Like, YouTube is not an easy thing to do. If you could garner up 20, 40 people, 60 people, and they can stay on the channel with you for an hour, 30 minutes at least, and they still engaged in, okay, you may have cracked the code, or you may got a little sauce, because after a while those numbers are going to double and quadruple. But you cannot think and believe that you about to learn how to make $1,000 in a 2-day course class. If that's the case, what you used to tell people, you got a bridge over there in what city?
In Baltimore.
In Baltimore, but it's submerged with water.
Yeah,
like, I got a
bridge over there that you're willing to sell. I got a bridge.
But it's submerged with water. I just feel like if Storm Monroe were to do a course,
he is, of course, and the
I believe that he should have it where, hey Wiley, pay me $250 and I come on your show twice a week. So you pay me $250. That would mean something. And I share it on my community wall. Then I want mine invested in that. Tosh K the same way. Hey Wiley, you pay me $1,000 per month. I come on your show twice a week and I will share it on the community wall. That will help bring people on the show. The same thing with Armand Wiggins, right? I can understand you charge a heavy fee for that because you can breathe, you can help and cross promote and all that. But me sitting down, because most of these courses, and I'm not gonna say no names, most of that stuff be AI generated. If you just smart enough, AI, I'm gonna tell you this for free, people. You ain't gotta pay me a quarter. Most of that stuff, AI will tell you, give you a 30-day plan.
Right. Yep. I know a lot of the content creators, it seemed like, definitely had high price courses, but I think that they realized that ain't nobody buying them courses at that price point, so they lowered them. So I've seen, because like Storm was doing it for like $33. He was like, I'm turning 33, so so the cost was, everything was like $33 or something.
And it's AI based. It's no offense. I'm not hating. I have a subscriber.
I paid $33 to see what he got to say about teaching.
It's just AI. It's a waste. But you're wasting that $33. You can pay ChatGPT $20 and get the information, and you versus giving it to some stranger generating information from AI. And then you got to understand, where's your clients? And this is the same thing happened with Stormy. Where your clients at that became millionaires? See, before you put your money in there, you need to look at, okay, Queen, okay, how many clients you got that became successful YouTubers that's bringing in $10,000 per month?
Yeah,
because I don't think he's teaching all of that, though. I definitely don't think he's teaching
the next person is. That's why, what's her name? What's the life coach name that was selling them?
Stormy Wellington.
Yeah, Stormy Wellington.
Thank you. That's why she. Now I ain't gonna lie. I mean, they said about 74%. If we're looking at it from 100% scale, they said only 74 wasn't successful. 74%. But I'm like, if you really think about it, out of 100 or 99%, that's really not so bad. But Storm is, the life coach Storm. She's a great example of that. But I'm starting to notice that people are starting to want to sell courses and want to, want to be paid to tell you the game on how to do it. But I really don't feel like it's no secret. I feel like you just
you guys speaking someone that's doing this business. It's about consistency. Now, you can learn and take courses on learning how to do a thumbnail. That's a skill set. But if you already got money, Queen, You could just hire somebody to do your thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
If you already bringing, let's say, you got money to spend, like you got $2,000 to spend and invest in your platform, you could get you a freelancer of a graphic designer and a person to do your post your clips. You
Have you
post
ever
30
tried
clips a day.
Fiverr? I know people talk about Fiverr all the time. Have you
Yeah,
ever
but
tried
see,
it?
you can do that. So versus you're spending money for these other people, you already have money to hire a mini team. And then some people shouldn't pay it anyway because you're not gonna be that consistent. I had one person paid $100. We get on the phone, we talk about different YouTube stuff. They said, "Oh, I don't want to do it no more." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Then you got some people that's not. They just want to be around a YouTuber, like, or they just want to be on. One lady just wanted to be on the phone gossiping about her husband. She ain't want nothing to go on YouTube. Wiley tell me that. Do you really think he gay? I really think he is. He want to go to a drag show. It's just something wrong with that. What you got to say about? I'm like, man, I wonder about your husband. You supposed to be learning about YouTube, but she was just so she never want to do you. She just want me on the phone just to gossip
Yeah,
and
she just
talk
wanted
about
the
her husband.
proximity to you.
Yeah, she didn't want serious about YouTube and stuff like that. Because if you serious, it's too much knowledge out here for free
Mm-hmm.
that you can do. You can just see and observe other YouTubers and see their strategies and see how can you put your own spin in, and then you put in AI and all that, and then you build. But just
And
Yeah, I
that's
spending
think
what
your money,
everybody was saying what they did to you when they sit up there and watch your shows, and when they
they
found something,
did.
they took that piece and they made it into
And
their own, and now they're using it
absolutely. Remember, we brought, and
for
that's how
their
I know cross promotion works. Because remember, we brought Conscious TV on here, and he was mad. And everyone said, "What happened to you and Conscious?" He was mad because me and Larry was, because Larry, I was close kind of with Larry, and I had a little, he was kind of jealous of the relationship, and he thought I was going to try to make him my mentor and all that. Because I'm different, because I can go into a church and they will accept me because I don't wear wigs and nails. A lot of churches not going to accept it. They're going to look at that kind of weird, like, that William McCrae. So they're not gonna, you're not gonna be in nobody pulpit looking like that. Not even at a gay church. That's just too much. But he was kind of jealous of that type of relationship. And then when I was having my health crisis, he told the world when I was going through mental, and I called him and he was saying, "Go get your," and he told the whole world about the whole experience. So he's a snake. And you can't help everybody. But
I didn't
he's a
know that
snake.
happened with y'all.
And then he said, "I'm not gonna put your name in it." They blocked my name. You can't even type my name in it because he said, "I'm not gonna give him no promotion." But you came over
He
my
does
show,
that
so
with
I'm like,
every. He don't put no other content
he do
creator
all
name in the chat.
he do all that type of stuff. But I can really give Larry Reed these cakes and take all if I wanted to. I just don't want to do that. So if I really wanted it, I get in the gym, get me a six pack, put all this oil. Me, Pastor Manasseh, Prophet Manasseh, we'll be getting in all of here. Leave
when you get your haircut, you be looking like Morris
and
Chestnut.
haircut and in the gym. Let me wait till I get it up. Man, please. But I don't. But I'm not gonna say I won't do that because Larry got coin. I would love to be the first lady over there. He got coin, and that's why Conscious defend him well because Larry do give money, but you know what you got to do over there. You got to do a lot of defending and you got a lot of stuff over there. But he do pay. So Conscious can't talk about it. You got you got backing for Larry Reed. See, the same thing with Storm. I'm sorry to say this, and I know we got some Storm chasers in the chat, and I love each and every one of y'all. But he had got backing from Tasha K. Tell me what Tasha K taught you. Give me the real secrets.
You're right.
What program is, and that's not in that $33 because I asked her, is that in there what Tasha K did for? Nope. It's all AI generated because he need the money. Now I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm gonna get some pushback. I know I got power in my voice, and I know y'all gonna share it. But wouldn't it be a good idea if Armand were to bring back the boys chat, and if he would have put me on there, Storm, Armand, and somebody else? Wouldn't that shake up the internet?
Yeah,
What?
I know.
Just
I already know. I already know.
Yeah, I
top
think that would be
the
great.
internet.
top 3, top 4. I know. I already have my top 4. I already
And
have my
just
top.
and then you could just throw AT2 on it. Just for the fun. Just throw him in there.
No, no.
Go
No,
ahead and put
you did not
AT2
put
on
him in
there,
the same
child.
head.
That's
Just,
all
just,
right.
just
No,
throw him, just throw him up
no.
on
AT2 has
there.
an interesting
I
perspective
say
to offer too. I think that would be a great mashup of voices. Y'all all have different perspective on things. Y'all all, have different styles, and coming together that might actually work.
Because already the public gonna be like, oh my gosh, Harmon and Wiley working together.
Right.
Automatically, that's gonna be like send shockwaves. And
no.
then you
I
add
feel like
Storm,
who else?
and I'm like, that'll be it that can do it right now. Because some people
Okay,
just
who would
can't
you
do
put
it.
together on a dream team for the boy chat? Top
For the
four.
voice chat, I've said Armand, myself, Conscious TV, maybe AT2 or Larry Reed. I put
Okay.
Larry in.
My
And if
Hmm.
top
Larry can't
four.
do it, if Larry can't do it, William McCray.
That'd be
Okay.
good.
Okay.
That
Top
was send
four.
shockwave.
I would probably say, okay, of course, you. Of course, Armand. I would say, what's his name? But he got to get his sound right because he always got that buzzing sound in the background. He be talking about Stormy show all the time.
I'm talking about Sean
What's his
David Way.
name?
And that just happened. I don't
Sean
know what
David
happened to his
Way.
equipment. I would put Sean David Way
Now
on there
his
too.
equipment is raggly.
I don't know what
I
happened. His
listen
equipment had always been that way though.
for real. That oh my gosh, that humming sound in his
That
background
just
be.
happened.
That's why I stopped watching his shows. I cannot like. I
I
cannot
don't know. I
stand
don't know if
that
he moved
volume.
and he gave up his equipment or something happened, but he was making money too. I don't know what he did with his money. See, I don't understand
But
that.
you know he got all them kids though. I think he got
Right. He
like
got all them
3
kids by that
But
white
my thing
man.
is, he had already, unless the kids had to get a new leg in place, like he already had good, decent amount audio back then. I don't know what happened with the buzzers because he didn't always have that buzzer sound.
Okay. Wiley, Armand, Sean David
But
Way, and Denied.
yeah,
Oh.
that,
No, I
yeah,
can't do that. I
that,
can't.
I,
You lost me there.
that,
I'm like,
that would
okay.
be that,
You said the
that
donut.
would be her.
No.
Who got top four?
That would be her dream panel. But Armand not gonna do that
I
Right.
know.
because
Rightly
Armand is a
so.
he's the type of person. If I don't f with you, I don't f with you, and you can't
Right.
f with them. But go ahead. But fucking I need would be good. Somebody put he don't even f with fucking I need. But somebody put fucking I need. That would be a powerful. Can you
Okay, let me
imagine?
let me tell my
Oh, go
dream
ahead,
team.
Queen,
Okay.
go ahead, Queen.
So I would definitely say you, Armand. I would throw DJ Richie Sky up in there
Oh,
just
okay, DJ
because,
Richard Scott. Okay, yes.
yeah, I think, I love his perspectives on things. And I think that he would provide some good oversight for everybody too.
Mhm.
And then I would need one more person. I don't think, see, I like Conscious, but I don't think Conscious will work in there. I would love to see you and AT2 work it out because I think that battle between you two, that battle banter, because you two do have some opposing views and that history, I think it would make it
And
interesting.
that's why I put his name up there because it would make good,
Right.
for the
It make
show.
good TV.
It
Yes.
makes for good TV. Like bringing fucking Aniva because me and fucking Aniva got opposing views. Can you imagine? Because I
Yeah.
will challenge him every because
I like Funky Dineva. I
I
could
like
definitely
him,
see
but
Funky
I would definitely
Dineva.
challenge him.
Only thing, Funky Dineva is such a diva, though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he
That's a
worked well with
money.
others.
That's a money making machine.
That's
Like
how I
just
feel
that.
about Conscious TV. I don't feel like because he has such
All right.
a colorful diva personality,
Right.
I feel like he wouldn't work well with others
I
either.
would say
That
that too. That's why I didn't
yeah,
put him
Kate
in mine
Player,
because I was
he
like,
would be good.
he's not gonna do it.
He would be good, but I think a lot of people. I'm gonna say this: there will be some favorites. Some people just won't be able to do it because they're gonna get overshadowed. They just ain't
Hmm.
gonna mix. They too boring. They too slow. Like Lauren LaRosa, when she asks a question, baby, she be dragging on and on and on to get her question. But okay. But some people just ain't gonna mix. When my personality, especially if you get me with a Red Bull, with my personality, because there's certain topics that I know that'll get the girls talking. The Nicki, the Cardi, politics, whatever it is, everybody have different opposing views. And I'm gonna bring up that I'm Team Lil Kim. And shout out to Lil Kim because she's going viral right now. That Not Tonight, and I want you to do your Not Tonight, Jada. Thing is going viral. I don't know if y'all noticed. Lil Kim
Yes, it
music
is.
has been
Love
going
it.
I
viral.
just feel, she back messing around with that little young boy again after he
Is
done
she her
shared
baby
all her
daddy?
business, all talking about all she do is talk about Nicki Minaj and this and that, and he talking about he doing bad and he's sorry. All of a sudden they at the
He
Wow.
should have.
boxing.
You know
Yeah.
what? He's stupid because why would you drag all that?
Why would you do
You
that?
already
Right.
trying to make it in hip hop, right? That's stupid when
Mhm.
you
Right.
got
He's a
somebody in
sub
industry.
right. He's a subpar rapper having the audacity who locked the great,
Uh-huh.
Lil Kim down. I'm not gonna say she's the greatest rapper,
But
in
that's
rap
Lil
history or
Kim.
And
anything.
he
But
had a
like
song
that's
that was
Lil Kim. You better
Yep.
yeah.
put some respect on her name.
You got to
Mother.
put some. He was stupid. He should have just he did, and then he felt bad because she cut him off. Now you want to apologize.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. You're
Yep.
nothing without Little Kim,
You
dude.
nothing
I hate
without
to
Lil
tell
Kim.
you, nothing
And
without
Lil
him.
Kim
Who are
have
you? I
worked.
don't even know your name. You're just the
Yeah, Lil
Okay.
dude
Kim
that
have
Little
worked
Kim
with
got a
other
baby
artists
by.
that no longer work with her label, but they never came out dragging Lil Kim.
That's just her
Right.
baby daddy. That's
That's the
all.
thing.
He
He
ain't
messed up.
nobody else.
He was too thirsty. He didn't understand business and stuff like that and all that. You should have kept. I would have ate
Nobody
her butt. I would
cares.
have did everything she wanted. Make it in the
Hell
business.
yeah, you
Did the
better be
music
like
stuff like that.
Mr.
You
Petty.
had something going good for yourself, but
You
then you
better be
messed
like
it
Mr.
up. Stupid.
Minaj. You better get
Look,
like Mr.
Kim
Bringing
is
up
too
Minaj.
Nicki.
old to be messing with that boy. That
So
he don't even
what? Hogan's
have
wife
She
a
was
could
dating
be
whole
a
a
cougar. I
19-year-old.
don't agree with that. I think hey, she's a cougar. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying? Like,
he could have.
no. He
I would
looked
have went up.
too young.
Listen,
He looked
listen,
like a
Jada.
little
I
boy
would
in
have
the
licked it. I would have
picture.
licked it and tapped that because you trying to make an industry. And obviously, he loved it because he never said she was bad in bed.
Nope,
right?
never, never,
Never
He
said
never,
never
that.
said that she was
never.
bad
He
in
never
bed.
said that.
She seemed like she's a pleaser. You know what I mean? Like she
Yes,
Yeah,
really works to please a
but
man.
yes,
he was
I
just
agree.
stupid. He was just dumb enough because he did have a trendy song, and it was a nice song that they
He
mashed
did.
well together.
Mhm.
But he want to be third. You got it takes time. You can't
He got
rush
smelling
it.
himself.
And
Right.
he jumped out the window with that fool. And then
Yep.
want to apologize because don't nobody want to work with you.
No,
Because
who
who
gonna
else
work
want to
for
work with you
him?
and you dragging them sharing private information when you don't supposed to share that?
Well, I would
Yep.
be baby out with the bathwater. Bye, dude. You want something
All
slick.
online with an apology to her, talking about he's sorry, he this and that. Like
Mm-hmm.
once
They
you
said
get the
if y'all
airing
had
out my
Claudia,
business,
somebody said if y'all had Claudia moderate, y'all would get paid. Yeah, I think like if we would get myself, Armand, fucking Aniva, you could put
somebody
82
get
or you could
Claudia
put
on the phone.
conscious.
She always be up to doing
Right.
business
But
and
you know
things.
shit.
Right.
You know, who can you
That's right.
imagine?
You drag Claudia. Oh my God, I
Can
forgot.
you imagine,
I will
baby?
apologize. I'll go on my Twitter and say I'm sorry.
It's for me, with Claudia. I'm gonna say Claudia. I don't want to disagree with you. I don't want you to get because I'm gonna disagree with Claudia, and I don't care if she get in her feelings, and then especially if she's trying to play like this innocent black woman, all them tears. I would have to rebuke that because I'm like, sis, you on a public platform, you can't handle it. You don't need to be doing this because she like to play victim. She's messy. She's into the mess. She can't. Okay. Oh Lord Jesus. She can't keep no man. That's because she talked too much, and she's in a lot of mess. You never keep a
It could
man.
be.
She's
It
in
could
her
be.
50s, no man. And I look at her, I'm like, she's a problem here. And she like to be around the gays so much, but then she want to criticize the gays. Because I think that, because remember, with the DL Whisperer, I'm going to be a little messy. And if she was on the panel, she was trying to cuss me out. Or she'll probably leave. Who cares? She she clicked the like of the DL Whisperer post. Remember that? And then got caught.
Yes.
Because
That was
that's what she
messy.
believed. She believed what the DL Whisperer believe in. She don't like the gays. She only use the gays for a platform.
Mm-hmm.
Cause straight men don't give it to her. You don't see her over there with Cameron. You don't see her over there with Cam. You don't see her over, with the men. You don't see her over there with Angela Yee. They don't pay her no mind. So only where she can go and get the kudos is from gay people.
Hmm.
They the only ones that let her in.
I don't know. I mean, I do see your point. Like, to your point, I don't see
She
her
was
on the
one of the queens
Camerons
of
and things like
cocktails.
that.
That was dope. That was dope. That didn't last because they didn't want to pay no more money. Other than
Yeah.
that, everything else,
And
she's
you know,
really
Lisa
good.
Ray cost a lot of money. Lisa Ray, it was her,
Yeah,
Lisa
they called
Ray,
that.
and
It was a good show too,
Selena.
but she wasn't. But Claudia wasn't the star of that show. It was Lisa Ray was pretty much Lisa Vivica. Claudia was
Oh,
just
and
there.
Vivica,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
And Vivica.
Yeah, she
I
wasn't
think
the.
Vivica. I don't like Lisa
You
Ray
coming there
as
for?
an
Remember that time that they brought Lisa Ray's
entertainer.
sister, Debrat, on there? No, y'all know
They
you
are
to be
not
like.
brother and sister. Stop. I mean, they are not sisters. I wish people would stop
I'm just
saying
saying
that.
they don't they got the
They're
same
not
dad?
sisters. No,
They're not.
they don't. They don't have the same mother, and they don't have the same father. They are not sisters. Her
So
Wait,
what?
children.
How they relate?
the Brad and Lisa Ray?
Yes, the
I thought they
Brett.
got the same dad.
I,
Girl, they are
no,
related.
both of their mothers.
They're
Both
sisters.
of their mothers dated the same man. That's it. That's all. Look it
Okay,
up.
but anyway, that she went off and she was so mad. Remember, like it was like
When
F
she
that.
was mad, yeah, she was mad because she got married. They word on the curb is that for real, the reason why the brat's mama don't like Lisa Ray is because Lisa Ray is older than the brat, and she kind of took advantage of her, and they were having a inappropriate relationship.
Yeah, because they
And
went off, and when I'm telling you, it was so
the
iconic.
way
That's
she
that
went
that
off about Judy, Big Booty Judy, the way she went off about her was a little cringy. You know what I'm saying? It
it
was
was
like,
cringy. Yeah,
why are you doing this? Why are you going off? Like it
yeah,
seemed like
it
there
was
was
a
more behind it.
yeah, it was entertaining though.
If
Like
you
that's
if
what I'm
you're
saying.
coming up
That
with a theory, what you think it was behind? Like if theory, all it is
because maybe
The
she won the
theory, the
brat.
theory, and it isn't just mine, is that that she's always had control over the brat, and now she's upset because Judy is in her place, basically. You know what I'm
Okay, because
saying? And
somebody
that
said, "Girl, they're half sisters." I know they related. I think
they're
they got the
not
same father.
passive. Look it up. Look, I ain't got to lie. Look it up. Look up Jude. Look up Lisa Ray's parents' name. Ask Chat GPT. What are Lisa Ray's parents' names? And what are the Brat's parents' names? And they none of them gonna match from a reputable source. Look up a reputable source. I ain't got to lie. They're not brother. They're not sisters. I
I'm
think
gonna
the
look it up.
Brat's father dated the Brat's mother
oh they
dated her
have
father.
sisters.
They're not half sisters. They're not even half sisters. Even though the Brat's mother dated Lisa Ray's father, that they're not sisters though. I think the Brat was already born when he dated her.
They said they okay. This is what ChatGPT. They said yes, the brat and Lisa Ray are real sisters.
They're not
The
real
brat
sisters.
is
Look
the
up.
younger sister. Lisa Ray
Look
is the
up.
older sister. They share the same father, but have
Mm-mm.
different mothers. They're half sisters. They have a public relationship over the years, sometimes close, sometimes rocky, but at the end of the day, they are family.
And we both said earlier that sometimes ChatGPT is wrong, right? Look
Girl,
up
We did.
where is the Brat. Look up what the Brat. No, no, no. Look up what the Brat. Tell me this. Tell me what the Brat's parents. Look up what her parents' names are.
Okay.
so who you saying somebody's adopted or what?
No, I'm just saying they said they were sisters because her father, they were close. This is what allegedly they were close, growing
Is
up,
the brat
and that the
is the
brat's
brat
father took Lisa Ray. I mean, took the brat in basically as her father, but biologically they're not related.
people hate correction. Lisa Ray's mom already said she wasn't her sister. Okay. So
Yeah,
you're going by you're okay. Okay.
yeah. Lisa
So
Ray's
again,
mother, and I think the
yeah.
brat's mother said it.
Oh, you don't think the Brat's mother said they said people hate correct. Lisa Ray mom already said they what that said she wasn't her sister. I have a half sister with a different last name. I have my mom's last name. Lisa Ray dad died, so they said they're not sisters. So you got a split set. And Chat GPT do be wrong because I've used it for other stuff and it be wrong, child,
Mhm.
wrong. So Chat GPT and they got a little disclaimer that is it can be give
Right.
it
This
is
says you right. It could be it's AI and can be
it,
wrong.
it could be wrong. Absolutely. So yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so the back to what I was saying. So like they were saying that maybe possibly Lisa Ray felt some need to control the brat, and why she went off is because clearly she's losing control if the brat did not tell her about her new relationship or her new, nuptials. But then, like,
And I said
why
that
wouldn't
I
the
could have
brat
said
tell her?
I'm not gonna say they was hunching. I said they was hunching, but you're mostly saying about the control factor of it. And this is why back to the other thing about the brat and stuff like that. What I was saying about the show, I wouldn't mind working with a Claudia. I wouldn't mind working with Armand. But if you want Armand to sign on to the project, and Claudia sign on to the project, it have to be people on there. So of course I would have to apologize to Claudia, but I will make it crystal clear that I still have to be me on the
Right.
show, meaning that
That's fair.
if she believe in this and if I don't believe in it, I would challenge that opinion, like the View. And that's only how the show is going to work, if everybody can give their viewpoint and without getting like, oh
I
wow,
feel like it's
really,
business.
I
It's
feel
not
type of way.
personal.
It's not personal, it's business, it's a show. And so if it could work like that, I think it would thrive and work. And I think it would be good for the culture and everybody get to eat too.
Hmm.
Can you
That would be a great
imagine?
idea.
Just the thought of
Sure
it, all
thing.
the clips going viral and all of the type of people, it will definitely, I think it would definitely work. And so,
I'm gonna
and I
have
put it out in the atmosphere. We talked about it. So y'all comment who would y'all
right.
like to see on the show on the boy if they were to do
I'm
a
gonna
new
try to
boys show
contact Claudia. I've had
or yeah.
communication with her before. This was a few years ago though.
You
Um,
said Claudia.
yeah, but I haven't contacted
Because
her
I don't have
in
no
a
thing
while.
about it is it's just with Claudia, I this is just me. When the kitchen get hot, she like to play victim. She goes to that
Yeah,
victim mode. Like, oh my gosh, and I do this
yeah.
and this is something that I have to say about my sister Claudia. She try to fight against public opinion. You can't.
Yes, you can't.
You
You
can't
cannot
win against the public.
care. Right. I think that she has been attacked a lot growing up, in the black community. I know people have different opinions about it, but I think she feels she has been attacked under attack, all her life. So, when
And the
she's
reason why I don't think
attacked,
I want Clark, I understand that, and that's how it is for her. And I want if it's like the boy chat, then Claudia can be a part of because it's the boy chat. We don't, you know what I'm saying? And I get
hmm
it. Some people say she's boring and all that type of stuff, but she's a good moderator because sometimes you need a
right,
moderator sound or all that. And we want to do that type of show. But if you want it different than a TGIF, it need to be all men. Um, and I think Armand definitely will have to sign on to the project, and myself, and then it will have to be people that he will want to have to work with. It can't be people on the project dragging us and putting us in legal stuff. That's just not gonna work. It would be
right.
insane.
Everybody needs
'Cause,
to have
it's
an
just not. But
understanding
but
of
if
a common goal.
right, if we have a common goal and work together, it could definitely work, and it would just shake up the street. You remember when Kaya and T.S. Madison worked together and how they shook up the internet?
Yep.
Because even
But
if Armand and myself what's
that's
work,
an
and I could
example
just
of
be
how egos can get in the way, and that has to be, put in the forefront. Like, we're not gonna let our egos get in the way, no matter what. And if you do have a good manager, I would hope that Claudia, because that's basically what the moderator is doing, is managing the direction of the show. So,
and then my thing is this a good moderator for the boy show would be make it make sense.
oh my gosh. Yes, he would be excellent. I don't know how I forgot about him. He would be excellent. He's like a necessary.
He would be like a good moderator. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it's just like I mean, it's because this how many male shows that talk about hot topics. We don't see too many of those male shows that I'm describing. Those type of shows are on there.
They don't seem to last. I've seen them
They don't
pop
seem they
up,
don't
but
seem
I
to
don't. They
last
don't seem to
and
last.
all that, and it definitely will be successful, especially if you got Armand and Wiley on there. It's automatically
Yeah,
going to be
he would be
successful.
my he.
Yeah,
That's who
yeah.
I would have. When I was thinking about the last
They
person.
say yes, Mega
Yes,
Basis as a moderator. He is so classy and handsome. He is. He
yes,
is very.
and he's
I
so
don't know.
witty.
He's so witty. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
very
Yeah.
but
witty person.
I'll say this and then I'll drop off. I have to run to the store real quick. Um, one more thing that you
Buy
said
me some
earlier
Skittles.
about the 3 men and 2 men and a lady. I think if you ever decide to bring that show back in, I feel like you should bring like fresh faces in, people that wants to get into the business. Maybe do like an intern, or maybe in a sense, what is it called? Maybe somebody can correct me too. Like, kind of like what record labels do is like, yeah,
An A&R.
cash money, but then I have young money underneath me. So yeah, we have the Wiley show, but we also have like you're still
Like a
like
sub
managing.
channel.
Yeah, like you're still managed. Like, of course, you still have your own show, but you're
Yeah,
also
and my thing,
you can
Yeah,
also produce
yeah.
another
Like you're
show.
the producer, executive producer.
Yeah, you
You
can
would be
also
the executive producer.
yeah,
right.
because I love. Don't get me wrong, I love 2 Men and a Lady, and I
Yeah,
love it.
I feel
And
like
you,
if you open up auditions or open up a lane for like new people to come in to maybe produce like another show
that's
with
dope.
you, like not produce, but you the head
Bring
turn
it like
another
another
show.
show, and then get because like always we have. Remember, nobody knew. My audience didn't know who Katie was. We brought Katie on. Then we can go all the way
The
back.
other girl, what's the other girl? The other girl, we liked her, then we turned on her because she was being two faced.
Couture.
The
Thank you.
Couture.
tour.
She ain't had nobody. I mean, I saw you birth. That was like a
She gonna make a
birthing thing. Like,
commercial.
and then on top of that, the girl don't even say nothing to you. Don't say hey. Don't come on the platform to say hey. I'm just coming by to say what's up. Who to who?
And
Nothing.
we helped. Yes, we did. And we
And
got.
you the reason
I
why
love. Let me turn.
she at where she at now. You the reason why people was reaching out to her trying to get the sauce. Like, if you wanted to open up a seminar or wanted to say, hey, we're doing the Wiley show, but when the Wiley show is not airing, we're gonna also do 2 Men and a Lady. And then if you guys end up branching off and end up doing your own thing, I still need to be control over that. I still need like some type of percentage off of that, because it's like almost like a management company, almost like you can't
That
just
is
be
a
open.
production
Like, I'm not
company.
saying
That
be a
is a production company.
gatekeeper. Exactly. I'm not saying like be a gatekeeper, but you can't be feeding everybody. And when it's time for you to be fed back, or when it's time for people to pay their tithes back, they turning like a blind eye to it and acting like they got it out the mud. But really, you did it. You got it off the back of somebody else's back and hard work. And because you have that colorful personality that we're so used to, of course, people are gonna gravitate towards that. So it's been a lot of people that you bought on your platform that gave them a stepping stone to get to the next level where they at. Now, yeah, they was cool with you and then they turned on you. That's pretty much what people do to get into the algorithm. They want to join the hate train, even though they was
Yeah,
on your
and
side.
I don't
cause like
understand that.
with
Opportunity to
Couture,
hold
when
something
she was
like
on
that.
the show as no, she took like my personality. I have a very strong personality, and so they was like, look at her being like Wiley, getting his, because she worked with me, she worked under me so much, right? And even with the meet and greet, I have to share this. She said, I never did a meet. We put her on a meet and greet. We did all of that stuff for her and stuff like that. I just think for her, she went over there with Tasha and she picked that Tasha K side, but Tasha K
Oh,
is not giving her that push.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
When
and
she was
see,
over there
Tasha
working,
was
yeah, Tasha
rotating
got the
people
boost.
in. She was rotating them in too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the idea of rotating talent,
It
but
would
you
have
can't
worked if
rotate them too
she would have
fast.
put me on that panel. That show would have still been on the air, but because you needed drama, the panel. One episode was really good when she had King Jobs, Sean Davy Way. I think she had Couture on that panel. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. That was like a good
I
show.
ain't watched it that much. I ain't
I
gonna
ain't watched
hold
But
that
you.
much.
when
I
she
watched the
brought
tour
these
on there like one
unknown black
time.
men with no personality on there, it was
Yes, I saw
boring.
that. I was like,
Yeah, the
click
quality
off.
was pretty bad. Okay, I'm about to drop down. My kid want to say something to you, Wiley.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Wally.
Oh,
Hey,
oh, so cute.
God is
Just
good.
want to see is just so excited. Okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna jump
Queen
down and
Boy.
listen. We're gonna listen to you in the car.
All
Okay,
right. Be
All
more
right,
love the
bye,
kids,
y'all.
baby.
okay,
See
Bye.
ya.
bye, bye. It's
So
it's it's
cute.
so good. Like I think it would be a good. I think it would be a good show, and I will talk to Armand about it. And so, but I have to when I present it to him, he have to see dollar signs. What is it for him and stuff like that. And then also two, I'll have to pitch it. So I'm gonna have to work. I work with you, sis, and we have to pitch it. Oh, let me see what this is. Hello. Yes. All right. Oh no, it's going great. Yes. Well, a lot of classes actually. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Hmm. Bye bye. So yeah, Queen Bee Moore is back to bring her channel back. Did you say you gonna start posting on your channel?
Yes, I am. I'm definitely going to get more dedicated to posting on my channel. I've
It's a lot
been
of work.
working on it. It is a lot of work for one person, especially like I do work a full-time job. I have my family but I'm working towards getting, working towards financial freedom so I don't have to work for anybody else. And exactly what I want to do on my channel because of course I love to talk about pop culture, but I also like lifestyle stuff. So I think I want to stick to the pop culture for right now though. And then maybe like I bought a food trailer. Did I tell you that? I bought a food trailer
Yeah,
not
you
too long
told me
ago.
yeah about a food
Yeah.
truck.
So I'm getting that on the road and I'm buying some cameras to put up around that to capture that process and what all goes into that life. So I think I'm going to do that also. And we talked about some other things I have going on. So I have a lot of ideas and a lot of irons and a lot of fires. So I just got to make them all. I got a lot of seeds that I'm planting. That's a better analogy. I'm planting a lot of seeds and I'm waiting for them to
Yeah,
bloom.
it's a lot. It because with YouTube is a lot of work, and especially when you do now, if you coming in with an income, my advice to anybody, if you coming in, you already have money to spend. My suggestion would be make sure you get, of course, a camera, lighting, somebody to help you post your content, and you just show up. Like one thing I love about Don Lemon is that he have a team of people. Now he can afford it because he got millions of dollars from CNN. But if you could just get one person to say, "Hey, do your if you don't want to do," because some people don't want to do thumbnails, don't know how to do it, don't want to do it. To me, it's a lot of work. I don't want to do it. So I know one day I need to invest and get people to do it. But help to do that and to post. Because the easy part is just doing commentary. Because especially if you read a lot of gossip blogs and you see a lot of stuff, that's the easy part. The challenging part or put work in is doing thumbnails, doing it the right
Right.
thumbnails, coming up with good titles and all that. But it is people that know
That
how
could
to
take
do
all
all
day.
rare.
That
And
alone
then
could
or
take
when
all
you
day.
edit in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a lot of work. So if you have money to pay for editor, you good. You good. It was a one lady. She have an editor now. She hires some to do work for her channel and stuff like that. Because she have the. I said if you have the money to do that, then do that. Versus you. not doing that because you were ahead of the game. You had somebody that can edit your videos because you could take that time to invest into putting into your content. If you got
Right.
the editor, you got the vision, all that, which is a good thing. But doing YouTube is a lot of work. It's consistency. Um, it's that's the thing, and especially when you work a full time job and stuff like that, doing it. Like right now, I'm in school full time and plus doing YouTube, so I have to make sure that I get my assignments in, and then doing my YouTube. So if you might not see me for a day, I'll be studying and posting, and I was like, okay. I'm free today because I completed everything. Then I got to start it all over again next week. So you got to know how to put a schedule in. And it is challenging too when you have family because you got to spend time with your family. Because when you get into it, some of that stuff you ain't gonna be spending time with them like that because you got to drop the T. Because
Right.
if you're not doing it, your competitors out there doing it
Right. And I mean, people are posting all day long
all
sometimes, and
day, every day.
that's a
And you see how
lot.
Tasha K posts. She
I
have a
think
nanny
I think she's been able to be successful because her husband was in the industry.
because her
You know,
husband.
that was a
She had her
perfect
husband.
married. Right.
She had her husband. So when she
She
doing her
locked that
course,
African down, baby. She said, "Oh, you
and
could
he
do
he have
what?"
the skill set. He know how to produce movies, produce shows, edit, and
Right.
all that. So when you do these courses, I think it should be her husband doing the course.
Right. That's who really should be teaching the course. She could be getting her rest and her husband teaching the course. She
Like
definitely
she
needs
can
to
get him
overhaul. She
in, but if
tries to
he
do too
if
much,
her
you
and let me
know.
tell you all y'all might know something. If her husband ain't doing that course, then you don't need to take it. Because it's her husband
Yeah,
that do
because
the
he's the
thumbnail.
one that does. Yeah, he does it
It's
all.
her
That's
husband that do
true.
the edits.
And those are the important parts of YouTubing that people really need to learn about. You know, because I didn't even think about like I had Canva and but I wasn't using it correctly. You know, so I did learn about going on Canva to create the thumbnails.
Yeah, so you have to learn and stuff like that. And it was
The
something else I
little
was
part, the little nuances that are involved, you know, with YouTubing. That's what people want to know about. So it's two different things that you could do, that you could work on, Wally.
and
You
you
know,
can
it's
sell
like,
and I've met people that self-taught themselves how to edit, self-taught themselves how
yeah.
to do thumbnails.
I
You can
know
do it.
how to edit. Like I did learn about that. So, and it's not as hard with these different platforms that are available, you know, like
Yeah,
I
it
like
it
to edit
just
on Snapchat personally.
yeah,
Have you ever
and then
used
also
Snapchat?
too. I post sometimes on Snapchat. I need to post more on there. It
They say
just being
Snapchat pays.
Snapchat do pays. I heard someone said if you get like a deal and all that. I don't know how to be
I
monetized and
don't
stuff.
know
Like
how. Yeah, I don't know how you
some
monetize, but
people
I
got
know
exclusive deals to post on Snapchat because dig what is his name? The food influencer, the one that do the food.
oh
Uh,
I know you're talking about the one who goes around and oh my goodness. I
I
can't
can't
think.
think of
Is it
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee? Yes. Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's
He posts. I think he got a deal with Snapchat, and then there was another dude that had a deal with Snapchat.
I know like
Yeah,
three
what is his
people
name?
had to deal with
The one
Snapchat.
that what's the name, baby mama? Halle Berry, not Halle Berry, Halle Bailey,
Oh,
baby daddy.
DDG.
Oh, DDG. Yeah, he had at one point he had a deal with Snapchat.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
Snapchat's still around. People be posting nasty stuff on Snapchat. I got somebody right now want me to send him nudes. I'm like, I'm not doing that. The blood of Jesus.
Somebody sent one to me and I accidentally reposted it like I didn't know what I was doing. And I was trying to
Yeah,
get
like
rid
they'll
of it
send
and
it to you, and
accidentally
then you click a
reposted
button, it
it.
will repost. So you got to be careful.
Yeah,
He
you
be
got to be
sending stuff
careful.
on there. He be like, "When you gonna send yours?" Never.
Right. People was just like, oh, I know somebody must have hacked her. So I was,
Yeah, because
people,
I'm like they get real. I used to be real nasty on Snapchat way back in the day.
yeah, a lot. They say a lot goes on in the DMs to Snapchat because it goes away. You know, it doesn't stay on there, so you don't get to see people's dirty stuff because it disappears.
That's true.
Yeah, well. I don't know, but anyway, I use Snapchat to edit. I like because you can still use music if you record on Snapchat. That's one thing I have a problem with. I gotta figure out and get around how you can't use anybody's music. I like to use people's music on my like when I do like a TikTok or something like that. Like you
That's
can't use
true.
the real
I'm gonna be
music,
I'm gonna be a
copyright
little
infringement.
um no, I'm not gonna post because when I get rich, I'm definitely not gonna post. I don't do that no more. That them days are over. But I'm gonna read what Armand Wiggins wrote. If y'all don't mind, since we've been live for a long time, which is good because I'm gonna keep the live going. I ain't gonna try to rush up out of here. I ain't got no job to go to.
I know
This is
that's
the job.
right. This
This
is
is
the job.
this,
Amen.
okay, this is a job. But Armand posted this, and I want to read it to you guys. He said, just for context, my law and crime content outperforms my female rap content by almost double and almost half the time. So next time you think about how my rent is being paid, just know it's not solely because of your fave. I do female rap topics because my core loves it and it's easy, not because I have to. These are facts.
Oh,
His
that's good.
I want you all to share this and like this video and share this live. His courtroom reporting stuff got 97,000 views that he went live, and his Cardi B content did 54,000 views. Because Law and Crime is more mainstream than female rap, way more
Hmm.
mainstream. So when people say, "Oh, you nigga pay your bills," like he can stop talking about female rap today and just do totally Law and Crime, and it's more mainstream.
Be
He
okay.
never got put on in the media for female rap. He got put on for the media because of Law and Crime. Let
Okay.
that sink in. So when people say all that type of stuff, they don't do their facts.
Right.
They don't they
That's
don't
like I
understand.
was saying
They don't
earlier.
do their
People
research.
can say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
put his
know, it
name in the
doesn't
chat.
make
I'm
it
gonna be talking
true.
about that today to get them mad. I do it. I'm gonna just say it right now. They said no. They said Wiley. Hey, they said the advertisers pay more money on a crime channel than they do on a gospel channel about female rap. They do.
Hmm.
It's true. Because I'm gonna get
Right.
more
That's
into
a look
law
at
now.
Carlos King. He got a little crime channel.
Yeah, he
He
have
be
a
having the judge. He has the judge come on one. That's when he talks about like celebrity court stuff.
yeah, because ain't nobody talking about them Real Housewives shows like they used to. They used to get a lot of views, but that law and crime, that's every network is doing law and crime shows now.
Yeah, that's good money.
TV
You might want to think
One,
about that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm really gonna look into that and like really settle down and focus in on that because it's a lot. Even you can talk about a case in your county or a case in your town, and if you word it right, that can go viral.
Yeah, I know. Like I see Jamie, that's me. You know, you ever watched her? Jamie, that's
Jamie,
me.
no, I never watched her. What
Mhm.
she talk
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, she's doing it now too, talking about different crime, different situations that happen. I did one like I used to do little just shorts talking about like crazy news and that crazy news. I do like stuff
Yeah,
like that.
let me and then another thing he said always pay attention to people who support you in a slow season. Never forget them MF who all of a sudden calling your phone, wanted to collab, etc. when you're up. You gotta make sure to ignore them this next round. Yes, that is so true. Then
Yes.
somebody said in Jason Lee. Let me see. Let me see the Jason Lee post something on here. Give me a second. Because why they putting Jason Lee on there? They said, so glad Marwick was able to get in the courtroom for this D4VD case because he gets all the information, reports it really well. They said, and y'all with them lift trucks, if y'all can't, okay, no, that ain't it. Give me a second. Um, where are we at? I want to see the Jason Lee say something. I'm just being messy. If you did medical crimes, you would be rich, Wiley. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that, Natasha. Thank you for telling me that. You've been saying that for a while. God bless your sister. I'm gonna be nosy. I don't think Jason Lee said nothing, but why he that person say in Jason Lee? I'm like, what? Let me see. I'm gonna be nosy. Let me see if he posts something on this. No, he ain't say nothing. He said one thing I hate is cigarette smoke. Oh, no, he ain't say nothing about Armand. So they just being messy when people post in the comments like that. I'm just let me just look. Okay. Okay, he didn't say nothing. All right. I don't know why that person's. They just probably want Armand to say something to her, Jason Lee. But anyway, but yeah, was a good show. Wow, it did not feel like we did this show for 3 hours.
It doesn't. I done got my. That's why I'm not on camera because like I've been doing stuff around the house to get myself together. I got to get ready to leave. As a matter of fact, to go to my nephew's baseball game, and my son has a 7-on-7 tournament. So I have a busy, busy day. So I'm really glad you came on live early.
Thank you.
That's
Yes, I'm so glad I came on
amazing.
live early too. Hey, you get ready to go to the baseball game, and I want to say congratulations to my cousin. He had prom yesterday, so that was amazing. I keep forgetting that I
Nice.
have cousins that's going to graduate high school and going to college and all that type of stuff.
Right. I had my child. I don't even want to talk about it. I got my sons. I don't want. I don't want to age myself.
Okay, it's so fine. It's fine, but yeah, I'm getting up in age, and I'm saying my cousin. I got nieces and nephews, and one
Wally,
about
you
to
want
go
to have
to.
kids?
I don't have kids yet, but
No. Do you want to have kids? I know you
oh
ain't
yeah,
got
of course,
none.
I'm gonna have quadruplets. I'm gonna have a lot
Okay. Oh,
when I do.
quadruplets. That's
Yeah,
a
when
lot of kids at one time, and I don't
I
know
know
who that
that, but
woman gonna
I
be.
told my mom I think once I start having kids, it's gonna be a lot. I think I'm gonna be a late bloomer. Not in my 50s though. I'm probably gonna be in my 40s.
Yeah, you don't
It's
want to wait too long because you don't want to
I'm
be
not
too
gonna
old
I'm not
trying to
gonna wait
run
too
run
long.
behind little kids. I'm just gonna put it out there.
I'm not gonna wait too long, but it could happen like I think once I graduate from college and go to law school, then I look into having kids and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Because
smart.
my thing is I've always wanted to be financially stable before I bring kids, and that's always because that's the only choice. 100% choice I have. I don't want kids coming here, then we all struggling, and then all
Right.
that. Because I'm like, no. So, but when I do, I want to have quadruplets to be first. Oh, that'll be so nice. Y'all see, then I have a family channel. Me feeding my kids.
Oh my
But
goodness. I'm
I don't know
just
why I said
saying.
quadruples. Now, when I have these quadruples, I'm gonna faint in that hospital room. I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna say,
Right.
you might as well
Yeah.
go and get
And that
up.
woman, I'm a pray for
You got
that
to pray
woman
for her.
that's carrying four babies at one time because it's hard enough
You
for
know,
a
I
woman
think
to
it's gonna
carry
be
one.
quadruples. I just think it's gonna be quadruples or twins. I think, but it's gonna be that type of way. And I'm
You
gonna
know,
pray for them to be strong and do it. And all
I
that.
actually went through fertility treatments and I had my sons via IVF. And when I tell you, like, it's hard, it's not easy going through that process. And the doctors really don't, a good doctor really doesn't want, their goal is for you not to have multiple births, actually. So when you end up with four, or something at one time because the older you are the more they'll transfer. Like I actually transferred four one time and none of them took, thank you Jesus. But I mean, Lord knows, I mean, I wanted something to take, but a, a baby is a blessing no matter what, and you'll deal with it if you have four kids at one time. I'm just putting it out there that that is a hard road. Having twins is a
I
hard
know it.
road.
I know it's hard, and I'm just saying it like it's like what.
Mm-mm,
But it's
wouldn't be
hard road.
me.
So
I
um,
thank God I only had one child at a time. But my it's funny because my two sons were conceived at the same time, right? So I'm like, that kind of makes them twins. Born at different time, born 5 years apart.
wow,
Mm.
that is
But
something.
yeah, in vitro
They said,
fertilization
and
is
you
it'll
getting
make
your
you
criminal
crazy.
justice degree, Wiley. So when you come and talk about the true crime, you're going to be coming with credentials, okay?
Exactly. Boom. Boom. And when you go to law school, you're gonna be better than that other little lawyer. What's his name? I forget. He be
Lead
getting on
attorney,
there. Yeah, the lead attorney. The
the
lead attorney.
lead attorney.
You see when
Y'all
who
pray
was
for him
that?
because didn't he
When
say he had got
Tasha put him
diagnosed
out?
with cancer?
Yeah, what?
He got diagnosed with cancer. I heard the
What?
lead attorney. I heard
No.
allegedly
Did they say what
someone told me.
stage?
I don't know. Someone had told me that he had got diagnosed with that. So, and I'm definitely praying for him.
Oh
But
no,
yeah,
Funky too. Funky
Lucky
Dineva
that
has
David
been
too.
diagnosed.
Pray
I
for him
don't know. I
too.
think his is like
Definitely pray for him.
prostate cancer. which is very easy to beat. So I think he got caught early. I think he had surgery soon because I heard him talking about something having some
Yeah,
little
I know he said he
short
had to get surgery. He's going to do the surgery
thought.
and stuff. He caught it soon and stuff like that. Then I met this 18-year-old on Instagram. He posted that he has some type of surgery under his underarm and it's curable. I forgot the name of it. He's
Like
in
a
the gym.
gland, like the pituitary gland, like maybe a
Under his
thyroid.
underarm. He had the cancer was in his hip or something like that. He just really thought it was
Mm,
like just a regular pain, and I forgot the name of the cancer that he said
mm,
he had. And I just how you scroll down Instagram
hmm.
and I saw that and I said, wow, like
Was it a rare cancer or was it
I don't think
just?
it's a
Do you
rare cancer. I
remember?
don't know the name. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know the type of cancer he had, but I know he said he had it under his underarm. And he had it in his hip area, but he
That
said it's
sounds kind of like
curable.
my
And
little
he said,
cousin had neuroblastoma, and
mhm.
that's not very curable.
Yeah, it's
But
sad. That cancer ain't no
uh,
joke.
it is, I mean, like I work every day to not get cancer. Like I be taking my little black seed. I like I drink green tea all day, every day. Green tea, and, things that are high in antioxidants, blueberries. I grow my own blueberries. I'm working hard every day. That's why I don't be having no time. Cause I'm like trying to start my I mean, get my gardens going and get the greenhouse up, and it's hard work. And it'd be me a lot of times. I don't know. I'm trying to get the people out of here. I'm trying to get my sons out of here. I want to be an empty nest. Our goal is to be empty nesters.
You
But
will one day. They'll be graduating soon.
I know I'm trying to marry them off.
Oh, you want to marry?
Like, okay, yeah, God said to get a good wife
You
is a
want to
good
marry and
thing.
leave it clean? Yes, yes,
I
yes.
need grandkids soon. I need
You know,
these
eventually
women
you're
to
gonna
come
have
in
it.
here and clean up behind their mans and stuff like that. Not me, clean
Uh-oh.
up
No, they
behind
ain't
them.
gonna like that. Why they gotta clean up behind they man? They need to be clean up behind they
These
stuff.
young women, these
You know
young
how some of
women
these women
today
gonna
are
say it as
so
crack.
different.
I
They're
ain't gonna start.
so different. Right. It's different, and I'm like, I can't blame younger women for having standards, but it's just different. It's different than how we were raised, like to cater to a man, and because you gotta find it's a fine line, what I'm saying? These young girls, like my brothers, baby, everything a 50-50 split. Like my brothers be putting their kids to bed at night, be feeding them. One of my brother, both my brothers are like the main cooks in the house. One of my brother's wives, she makes really good money, so she kind of uses that, like, well, I gotta work, I can't do it because I gotta work. But how many mothers have been working, high power positions and still taking care of their kids? I don't know. But I can't be mad at them. I just think it's a fine line. If you want to keep your man,
No, I feel you.
you know,
No, I feel you.
like I think, like it needs to be a good mix of the old traditions and some of the new
With the new
values that people
traditions.
have. If you could do that, I done been with my man for a lot of years. So, and I mean, I keep it real. I divorced his behind. You want to be outside? Go be outside. Go be free, Willie. But I'm not gonna tolerate disrespect. So I divorced him. Now I'm gonna say this though. That was a mistake. We could have been separated. I shouldn't have divorced him. Because when you divorce somebody, you lose the power. Always remember that. Especially considering we got back together years later. But we remarried. We got remarried. We got remarried. So we're good.
That's
I'm good.
good. But thank you
Yeah.
so much, sister, for coming on.
Yes, I'm getting ready to get out of here and go to my nephew's baseball game. And as always, it's a pleasure. And I'll drop that. If you're staying on, I'm gonna drop down in the comments and watch you some and see what's going on down there. Because I love to be in the comments too.
Okay.
All right. Love you, Wiley. Love you, our producers, and see y'all soon.
That's good because she's going to her birthday. And thank you so very much. Not
Okay.
birthday, baseball. I said
Oh,
birthday.
right. Right. Baseball. Yes. Have a good one, everybody.
Okay, now. This was a good show, you guys. I want to thank y'all. Thank you, Queen B. Moore, for coming on. Also want to thank Jada for coming on. Love you all, and we're gonna bring this to a close. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. I will see y'all next episode. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment. This is a great show. Don't have me work all these kind of jobs. Come on to work. Either make me stay at home, wife, or you're gonna help with these chores. Okay. It was a great show. I got up early today, did the show. I said I had to do schoolwork and did the show. I will be back tomorrow for another live. I love the morning show because I get stuff done because I don't go back to school and do schoolwork. I think it resets Tuesday, and then we got to do some more work Tuesday. So yes, and then if something else I forgot to talk about the case, because did y'all want me to talk about that case? So I got to do my research on that. And then I want to talk about Hulk Hogan documentary because I watched that last night as well. How was that this morning? Yeah, early this morning I watched the documentary of Hulk Hogan. What? Okay. I'm just minding my own business. And y'all's too. Okay, let's put this in a close and I'll come back. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times go get hard, always remember to put God first. Bye, y'all. Somebody said, don't leave yet. You tried it. You went to call Ian. Yes, I would stay at home for mom for several years, Sasha, but I found more value in a career once my kids were a certain age. Y'all is something else. Y'all was something else. Let's see. Why y'all want? See, this is what I don't understand. I'm gonna have to do another live. I gotta do another live and talk about that. I'm gonna end this and come back. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times go, always remember to put God first.